delicious that there's no Everton. And I can just enjoy a game of football where I've got no investment whatsoever.
Not City versus United then?
It is a bit odd, the kits, aren't they? But off we go. This will be a very, very interesting game, this. Spain in their change kit.
Potential for an upset?
I think so.
Yeah.
I think so. Morocco are a strong side. They're a good side. They obviously won their group that had Belgium and Croatia in it. Didn't lose a game.
Mm-hmm.
So, who knows? Spain, obviously, if Spain click, they should win. Of course they should. But, who knows? I'll go through the lineups now. I'm just fighting a half sneeze here. You know, when you feel like I'm about to sneeze.
It's about to go, yeah.
But it might have passed. I'll just get the two teams. We've had some good games this week. Let's hope that this one is just as good.
They're all second half, aren't they? Oh, generally.
Yesterday was, Japan done brilliantly and then blew it on the penalties, didn't he? So the lineups are: Spain have got Spain in goal, Unai Simon, Marcos Llorente, Rodri, Laporte and Jordi Alba. Rodri playing centre-back. Jordi Alba, Gavi, Busquets, Pedri, Ferran Torres, Asensio and Dani Olmo as their front three.
Just come get it, mate.
Yeah, just grab it. It's live. And Morocco have got Bunu in goal. They've got Hakimi, Aguerd, Saiss and Mazraoui.
Power as well.
You got power as well. Unahi, Amrabat and Amala in midfield. Ziyech, El Nesri and Boufal as their front three. So there's the two sides. We are underway. We've had 3 minutes. Nothing's happened. Nothing's really happened.
So what do you reckon to penalties then? What's with Lewandowski as well? They're all doing these fancy little things.
Pathetic.
Which only work if the keeper moves.
Exactly. Goalie goes the other way. Yeah.
And you're good enough to choose.
Yeah. Well, it was tremendous the other day. Lewandowski's, stepped up, stupid slow thing, and then rolled a penalty, and the keeper just went, yeah, thanks. But if Lloris had just been patient and not jumped off his line, he'd have had a comfortable shave.
The other thing, last night's ones though, Japan's, but the keeper was off his line each time as well.
If the heel's on the line when they spring, it's all right. But they were just terrible.
It looked like he was off, but
they were just saying to Ned before, run up and blast it. Especially when it went 2-1.
The one they scored was a guy who just took a proper penalty.
Smashed it, exactly. And it went 2-1. Yeah. Croatia lad, who I said to Mike in here, he's missed, you could tell he looked terrified. He hit the post. Yeah. So it's a chance for 2-2. Just leather it. Yeah. Leather it in the corner.
Put the pressure back on.
And if the keeper gets there, he saves it the way it is. Yeah. And he walked up and took a dreadful penalty. And that was it, he was gone.
Do you think they just think it's fashionable to...
I think they're trying to be too clever. I'll outwit them by doing it. Run up, pick your corner and smash it. Yeah. Most of the time, Harry Kane does. Harry Kane literally will just smash them in the corner. And that's why he's record.
Well, anyone who played football knows if you get it reasonably close to the post or high and hit it with some power, not gonna unless the keeper moves, he's not going to save it.
And if they save it, then it's invariably it's a great save, isn't it? Yeah. But when you just run up and roll it, it's pathetic, isn't it? It's got himself into a good position and overrun it. If you hit it softly and they guess the right way,
I mean, we've had examples of keepers almost, it hits them on the legs because they're so far
across. Yeah. The goalie yesterday just waited.
He needs to get a goalie.
The Croatian keeper.
Yeah. Needs to get a goalie on the
Mike was a good amateur goalie. Mike played for Marine, so I always defer to Mike because obviously I haven't got a clue. Yeah. And he's just like...
Keepers must think it's good.
If you smash it in the corner...
Because you put pressure on yourself.
You've got no chance
as
a goalie.
If just stands there, then you're thinking, oops,
well, it's them,
I've just done my little jump and I've got to do something with it now.
Don't forget, you're a goalie. You're under no pressure whatsoever. You're not expected to save it.
And the goalie stood right over to one side and still got beat to the side he wanted the play.
He wanted them to put it. Yeah. No, it is a bit odd.
Goalies have lost the plot, or the coaches of goalies have lost the plot. In some respects.
Outthink each other.
Well, it's because goal line text there and...
You've got all of that now. You've got every angle. The Morocco fans have been excellent in this World Cup. The African sides that have brought it, and the South American fans. But it's only really the European supporters, and it's simply because not enough have gone.
But Brazilian fans have been.
Brazil, Argentina the other night were unbelievable. As Morocco have a ball into the box. Great first touch there, knocked out again. Lovely opportunity to throw it in.
Oh,
he's gone down. Ref's not give it. Ref hasn't give it, and it's Spain have ran it out, which is unlike them. Let a couple of things go, the ref already, which is always a good sign. But Spain are obviously still tremendous footballers. But if you're powerful, again, if you're a powerful side, you can put them in trouble, and don't forget Japan beat them, didn't he?
Yeah.
So
with energy. So you can outrun them. Thanks, Paige. Magic. Thank you. Is this what the lounges can get?
Thank you very much. He's getting ready for the lounges.
Yeah. I hope I'm not pulling no pints or nothing.
No, we won't be. Can't see it anyway.
We'll have to find out what lounge she's in and go to one of the cup games.
Oh, God, definitely.
There's optimism. That means we have to get through, doesn't it?
Yeah. Rondon the Legend says, hit the likes and subscribe. Thank you very much. His opening gambit is a very positive one. It says, afternoon, fellas. Afternoon, mate. Maxter says, all right, lads. Hello. James Shorting says, bet you're buzzing about the publicity from the interview at the moment. I am, but I'm also, I'll be honest, I'm slightly annoyed that people have clipped a short bit of an answer.
A bit of context has gone. Yeah.
And the context has gone of what he...
Has it though?
Most people have took it on the chin. Some people have become very offended by what he said. I don't know why.
I'd be interested to know how many people, because clearly the clip that Charlie did has got, is it over 1 million now, I suppose, is
Probably.
it? Yeah. But he said what he said, but there was context. You have to see the longer bit just to know. He's not saying Duncan was crap. He's not saying Stubbsy was crap. He's saying some of them were crap.
Yeah, he said a few of them, as in, one or two of them probably. And he gives it more context by saying, I just thought they weren't good enough to play for Everton. There's nothing wrong with that. I watched that team. I can assure Wayne Rooney that those players, some of those players, weren't good enough to play for Everton. 17th the following season told you those players weren't good enough to play for Everton. And some of them went the summer he went. Moyes obviously galvanised the team, brought in Cahill and that, and we've ended up finishing 4th.
Yeah.
So I think people can get very offended. It was nearly 20 years ago.
Well, yeah, I wasn't here when it was recorded. Obviously, you were because you were sat there, right? Yeah. But my take on what he said was, because he was logically coming from the youth team into the first team, he thought the gap would be bigger.
That was the real... I've already had this conversation with him before. Well, we had it in Washington with him when he was... But he told me that again. And it wasn't the fact that he didn't stand there and go, he's crap, and he's crap, and he's crap. The context of it was... Go ahead, Ned. Go.
I thought the gap would
be context bigger. Of it was, I'm playing in a youth team and scoring, and the next minute I've got to go and play with these lads who I look up to because they're the first team, and I'm a fan. And then the gap is not there, what I thought in my head. And I'm thinking, hang on, some of these are crap.
Yeah.
I can dance past them with, or whatever. I don't think there's anything wrong with it.
It'd be good when he comes in again, though, because you can build, because obviously the controversy, if you want to call it that, becomes a talking point.
Of course.
But what we haven't heard is what he thought of other Premier League players when he's playing for Everton.
What was it like
thinking,
going up?
You know, when I danced past the Leeds defence, did I think when I was in the youth team, it shouldn't be this easy? You know?
There's nothing, like I said, some people have seen a clip and listen, it's not loads, but some people have seen a clip and become offended with it because they've still got a cop on with them. A couple of people have said, I'm not sure if what he's saying is right about why he left. It's like, well, it was him. So you just, what you mean is you don't really want to believe what he's saying because you were pissed off that he left, which is fine. You can't tell people how to feel about it.
Fair enough, because those people have seen the whole interview.
Exactly. They can decide what they want from that. But the thing about it is, you're hearing stuff from the horse's mouth, so to speak. It's his thoughts. He's not.
His side of the story.
Wayne Rooney's not bothered about whether you're getting offended because he says he thought those players weren't very good, because that's how he's seen it. We want more honesty, don't we, in the world? We want people to... Do we want someone to come in and sit here and then off camera go, that player, I found it really easy, then sit there and go, it was really difficult, Premier League. You want them...
It's a long time ago as well.
Exactly, it's ages ago. Oh, Shaqiri fires one just over the bar.
There's some degree of it's... it's about history, isn't it?
Of course.
Okay.
And it's his journey as a footballer.
And part 2 is closer to current.
Part 2 is closer to current.
Non-Everton stuff.
Yeah, of course. So, you know, I think time's gone by.
And he probably says something in part 2 people will or won't like.
Probably.
Because it's all down to our own opinions, isn't it?
Of course,
I mean,
yeah.
You're talking about the people who apparently have been offended.
Oh,
by, there's loads of people thinking that's what we want to hear.
Oh, mate,
a guy who lives up to the badge, the NSNO.
Exactly.
If they're not good enough, they shouldn't be in the team. Blah 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 blah. Right.
The amount of, you know, positive comments it's got is incredible.
Well, it's a great interview.
You know, and but that at the end of the day, that's all that matters, really, isn't it?
And it's getting it's the stuff I've read anyway, you know, Twitter and the like. It's getting traction with obviously non-Everton fans.
Oh yeah, I've had loads.
Obviously, United fans are interested.
I've had Liverpool fans going, I'm a Red, but it's a great interview. Yeah. It's because no matter whether some people don't like him. I get it. He knows it. He understands it. But for whatever reason, right? But one thing you can't really take away from is he's one of the most iconic footballers ever. He's one of the best English footballers ever. Natural gifted, probably the best for me at the moment until someone surpasses him of talent, ability, goals, all of it. And he performed at the top level for Manchester United. Exactly.
You know, Bobby Charlton, you know.
Yeah, of course, yeah. I'm talking about what I'm
true
thinking.
Legends.
He's a fella who performed at the top level on the world stage for United, Europe, won trophy, won everything. Yeah. Every trophy he could. England's record goal scorer until Kane overtakes it, United's record goal scorer, and all of that. So, you know, last time he wore a blue shirt, he was Everton's top goal scorer. So, he's a huge name. He was on the cover of FIFA for years. That's how big a world star he was.
They sold a game on the back of it.
Exactly. Yeah. So it's dead interesting to speak to him. And a few people, you know, why do you want to speak to him? He's a United legend. Well, because he's never thrown in, because he played for Everton twice, because he scored a lot of goals, and because it's about football, and he's one of the best players that I've seen in my lifetime, and I'm a good age. I've seen a lot of footballers.
Funny, because people don't want to pick up on, you know, playing at Wembley and him wanting us to win, even though he's in the opposition's team.
Well, they haven't seen the second one, I think that's why. Yeah. But that'll be picked up, won't it?
Yeah, that'll be picked up.
Yeah. It's the same thing, isn't it? It's that. And the fact is, he come in and he was great. He come in and said, ask me what you want. Nothing's off limits. Yeah. You've obviously got to be when you're interviewing someone, you're not trying to, I want to stitch him up in any way, and there was none of that anyway. He was really good.
You never stitch anyone up.
No, and he didn't turn around and go, take that out. He didn't say it. He was just like, Sam, I'll come in again before I go back. You know, good lad, dead honest. Just sat there as an Evertonian and chatted. And people,
that was
I like it or they
don't. The same way you did Frank, wasn't it?
Well, Frank was the same, yeah. It's
the same. So again, you got a current Premier League manager who you could ask what you wanted, and he answered it. And you know.
Wayne was a bit easier because obviously
because it was in here.
It's in here, and
he was here a lot longer.
He was comfortable, and I've spent time with him before, so you know, spoke to him. I spoke to him quite a bit, so it was fine. We had a conversation, as you know, as Evertonians do, and whether people even seen that, like, you know, oh, I don't buy it. It's like, there's not
this.
There's some, you know, when he'd done the interview, one of the comments was, "No, I'm not having it. I don't buy it. I don't buy like the stuff he says." And it's like, well,
like he's not telling the truth.
Yeah, it's like, well, first of all, ask yourself this: if he really wanted to do an interview for whatever, he could have just gone and done one for Sky, or something. He could have gone somewhere,
got paid for it,
big, got paid for it, done a bit, and all that, right? There's no real thing for Wayne Rooney to come in here other than
he promised you when he was in DC that he would.
He watches the programme.
Yeah, but isn't that the point?
That's the thing. He went, I'll come on. I want to come in.
I remember in the early hours of the morning, with a few beers in us all.
Exactly.
Right? He said, next time I'm in the UK, I'll come on. Yeah. And he did.
Good to his word. Came in, stayed for hours, had a good laugh, was candid. Loads of interesting stuff. I love talking to footballers who've been there, done it.
Yeah.
I absolutely love it.
You can't beat it, can you?
That to me is, and this probably sounds a bit sad, and it's probably just because of the way Everton are, but that's far more enjoyable to me than like watching Everton now.
Well, it's too stressful at the moment.
Exactly, and that's it. And I think it's dead interesting. Someone who's performed at the very highest level, I think is dead interesting. You know, and I understand that people don't like certain things, you know, and that's fine, isn't it? And some people get very, very precious or very annoyed. See, I'm going to, and I'll say this on here, I'm probably going to sit down with Jamie Carragher over, nothing to do with Everton, I wouldn't do that, about his punditry side of it and how important that is for inside the game. That's dead interesting to me. Now, a lot of people probably won't like that because they don't like him. That's fine. I take people as I find them. I have no issue with Jamie Carragher. He talks some nonsense sometimes and other times. But as a pundit, I think he's very good. Most of the
nonsense is when he's been a professional Red. So.
Well, that's it, isn't he? He's a professional Red.
He is a professional Red.
I'd love to sit down with Gary Neville. You know, and I may well do at some stage with that. To do something very similar. I think he's dead interesting. Roy Keane promised me an interview, with Gary, but how do you get to him is hard.
But the politics would be interesting with Gary.
Well, it's all of the other stuff with Gary. Why are you, how come it's the business side? Why that? Why this? Why that? It's dead interesting, but as well as football career.
Crap manager, lad.
Just, exactly, yeah, exactly. Why'd you know, you've done
Are you a better owner than you were a manager?
Why'd you keep sacking managers? Yeah. You know, and all of that. So I think he'd be dead interesting. So it's fine then.
They sack more managers than us.
Sacks them 4 a season, and I do give him stick whenever I do the overlap of how many he does. That to me is dead interesting.
Yeah.
You know, and I'm going to be doing more. I'm hoping to do Dion Dublin is one.
You know what? The Premier viewers that you have, they should send questions in. If you interview this guy, without knowing who they might be, and we should put them on file.
I don't know if I could say if I interviewed this guy and they wouldn't know. They'd have to tell them, wouldn't they?
No, I mean... Well,
they wouldn't know when it would be.
No, that's what I mean, but...
What would you ask?
Part of the Premier thing could be, these are the people I would like you to interview if you get the chance.
Yeah.
And if you do, ask them this. Because we've all got like, I wish I could have asked him that question, you know?
That's just football to me.
Dion Dublin would be good.
And I'm hopeful I'm going to get to interview him. And the other thing with that, of course, as well, is there's a little bit I can do on Everton. Because essentially, Howard Kendall resigned because of him.
Because he didn't get him.
Because he didn't get him. So that's a nice little thing. But he's done mad things, hasn't he, Dion? Some bloody homes under the hammer and everything. So, you know, he's got a...
He trailblazed for Jermaine Jennings to go on the One Show.
Exactly, you know, so you've got...
players doing crossover like that.
Exactly.
Was Dion the first one? I think he probably was.
Probably, yeah. You know, he's done all of that, homes under the hammer. He had the doob, if you remember that. He brought that thing out, that like drum thing and all that. He's done all sorts. So he's dead interesting.
So that was trailblazing for Tom and his chopsticks.
There you go. And was a footballer at lower league, Cambridge, up to Manchester United, you know, and Everton and all that. So I think people like that to me are interesting. Now some people might go, couldn't care less. And that's fine. That's fine. But, you know, I always start from the point of, well, this is really an interview for me because I'm interested in what these have got to say. And then if a lot of people align with it and go, you know what, I enjoyed that, then that's great.
Well, I'm with you. I mean, you know, for the love of football, there's a show name for you. That's fine.
Yeah.
But anything to do with football and perspectives, and everyone has an opinion, don't they? And we talk about it. It's a game of opinions. But what's better when you've got a game of opinions to actually speak to the people who were there?
Yeah.
And if people don't accept Wayne's version of events about when he left. And we know there's the Stretton bit, and he would have gone anyway, would he, or whatever. And you know whether the agent and the football club.
Oh, the agent wasn't in this.
Took advantage of the fact that Everton needed the money and all these sorts of things. It is what it is. But
it is what it is.
Unless you think he sits on a sofa spinning yarns 15, 20 years later, just for what reason?
Exactly, for really no gain.
Then you have to take it as being his view of what he thought really happened, you know?
Foul someone. We've had 20 minutes here, and Spain are starting to get a little bit tetchy here.
They are.
That's about the third foul he's done unnecessarily. It was Danny Olmo this time. Was it? Yeah, it was Olmo too, wasn't it? Olmo and Gavi.
Yeah, one pushed him into the other one, jumping on him.
Amrabat going down. Gavi pushed him and Danny Olmo clatters him. Yeah. And if I'm Morocco here, I'm thinking these are starting to get a little bit. Yeah. These are starting to worry a little bit.
We've got their kit on.
Exactly, yeah, they're not happy. It's a free kick to Morocco. It's
Someone could dip into this while they're at work, see a team in
red and think it's
and think, oh well.
Ziyech is over it. It'll be coming in from left to right, whips it in, gets a flick, cleared edge of the box. Needed a little bit, about a foot higher, would have took that where he needed it to go. Otto from the kebab shop says you can tell the game is about personal glory now, as opposed to a team game. Everyone wants to look the dog's bollocks, just smash the penalties.
I'm going back to that.
Yeah, absolutely.
He's not wrong.
James Shorten says, great interview, by the way. Seemed very real from Wayne yourself, if that makes sense. But I know what you mean. I've seen the clip everywhere.
I do think you led the witness a little bit, though.
With which?
Well, because on that clip, again, the people have picked up the reference to Pembridge, haven't they? Well, that was you.
That was me just having a laugh.
I know, you
because he said, I'd grown up and all these things. So I said, Mark Pembridge, because he was in the team at that time.
No, but you're right. But
that was just a bit of a joke.
Again, if you want to be like lots of people are, trainee psychotherapist-y types.
Yeah.
He was talking, I think, in the moment about probably people he thought were his heroes, like Duncan and perversely Stubbsy. Sort of thing. And then you mentioned Pembridge, and it was after that he basically says, some players just shouldn't have been playing for them, for us rather.
Yeah, but I can say that from an Evertonian's perspective that Mark Pembridge shouldn't have been playing for them.
No, I agree, we were there.
I'd seen Everton winning the league, as you had.
Yeah.
Not that many years before. And the next minute, and certainly winning an FA Cup and having players like Andrzej Kanchelskis in the side, and Limpar and Gary Speed, and people like that. And the next minute we've got Mark Pembridge. But Pembridge done all right, but it's just, was he at that level?
No.
You can look back, can't you, and go, Ian Wilson, remember when we bought him from Leicester? Yeah. We just won the league, and he was all right for Leicester, but he shouldn't have really been at Everton.
And that's when hindsight allows you to see when it starts to slide, doesn't it?
Oh, God, yeah.
When players are just not quite good enough, and then they become a benchmark to the next one who's not quite good enough.
Well, we let Peter Reid go and we had Mike Milligan. Mike Milligan was a good player for Oldham, but was he a replacement at Everton for Peter Reid?
That's where you get into managers have favourites or managers.
Stuart McCall and Mike Milligan replaced Peter Reid and Paul Bracewell in Everton's centre midfield. Both were decent footballers. McCall got 2 in an FA Cup final for us. Yeah. But were they Paul Bracewell and Peter Reid level? No. And that we can say that as fans, can't we? Still be decent.
So if you're going to let players of the calibre you just mentioned go, you've got to be pretty damn sure the ones you're bringing in are better. Because why are you letting them go?
Yeah. I mean, why are they going? Why are they going otherwise? Yeah. Morocco on the counter attack again. Oh, there's a little bit of afters there. I think the ref's going to stop this now.
He's not happy.
He's not happy.
You're all right, really. You can get up and
he's telling the ref
and point who it was.
Yeah. Otto said Rooney could dance around anyone, though, to be fair. Probably had the same at United.
But that's the whole context of to me anyway, was that maybe he lacked self-awareness of how good he really was. And it was only when he got up to the top level he thought, you know what? I mean, if he's put in front of what he said, compared to me, they were crap, then it wouldn't have become such a big thing, would it? Yeah. But we were just privileged to see him.
Yeah, of course. Damien Hagan says, I say fair play to him for having the bollocks to say what? I just slipped again. To say what I thought, I don't have any problem with what he said. Yeah. Rondon says, Love was a cracking lad. He was the best, simple. And he scored a hat-trick on his Champions League debut as a teenager. Yeah, he was unbelievable. Says the second best player I've ever seen.
Screamer.
After Rivaldo, yeah. Otto says, devil's advocate, he could be eyeing the Everton job in the next 5 years and doing a bit of prep. Goal for Spain. Hit the bar. Whoa, oh my gosh.
Oh.
What are the flags gone off? What a brilliant
save. The second one, though, yeah. But
the first one is a brilliant. Gavi, what a save that was. Well, I don't think, listen, there was a keeper playing the ball, messing around. Yeah, he is off. Goes back. It's a brilliant save, though, isn't it? Yeah. What a save that is, and then a great block as well. I don't think there's any doubt he'd want the Everton job. He said that, hasn't he?
Yeah.
Said he'd Everton or United are his dream. Everton.
Said that publicly.
United said it publicly lots of times. He does want to manage Everton. He'd love to manage Everton. He's an Evertonian, and he's a manager. So, of course, he'd want to manage Everton. But you could do other press, couldn't you? That would be a higher profile thing. He could have gone to Sky and done stuff, couldn't he? Carla says, I can imagine the look on the faces of the lads from the Redmen when Rooney walked in. Yeah, they were a bit fanboyish, to be fair, but fair play. Top player.
Sorry, because I wasn't here, but when I asked you...
Spain in again round the back, and it's missed.
Yeah, the way you described their reaction, there's a legend in the house.
Well, that was it, yeah. And that's it, isn't it?
And they forgot they were red shite because is this iconic world superstar.
Exactly. Coming in.
Sitting in the next studio.
Yeah. And just having a chat, so fair play to him. Maxter says Dion Dublin always seemed to score against us. He did. Cool Hoaxer says Dion Dublin trains every day in total fitness. Prenton. He's one of the lads now. Fair play. Jack says 3 different journals reporting Chelsea's #1 target is Pickford in January.
Yeah, but
Mendy wants out, United also want Pickford. We can't have any joy.
All those journalists are referring to somebody else. They're just picking up stories, aren't they? Inventing stories.
Well, listen, Jordan Pickford might be. Mightn't he? He might be their target, #1 target, and if they are, they come and they pay the money, and we move on,
If it's January, it's huge money as well.
Exactly, so I'm not really bothered either way.
There's a question, though. We know when you have the luxury of, in the past, having had the best in the world in Big Nev and stuff.
Oh, yeah.
And people do the stuff around how many goals that, goalkeepers can get you so many points and stuff.
Yeah.
There's not a huge difference, though, is there, between a competent goalkeeper and a very good one?
No.
So, if a big high-profile team want to pay a huge amount of money for England's #1,
yeah,
would we stick with Begovic?
I'd want better personally, but
for him playing regularly, how much difference would it make if you think you're going to get a bucket load of money that's going to be spent at the other end of the field?
I'd go and test Brighton's result for David Sanchez personally.
Was it?
Even though they're ahead of us and all that, he might still look
Money talks, doesn't it?
Money talks, and money talks for Everton.
For January, can't say myself.
No, I can't. Pickford may be end of the season unless it is a huge bit of money. If Mendy wants out, then fair enough. Take Mendy then off Chelsea. Mendy's a good goalie.
Swap with cash balance.
Cash balance, yeah. We'll see. It's probably just talk.
That could very well be the sort of story that goes away once the World Cup's finished.
Yeah, listen,
it's good. It's interesting how a majority of the media love talking about how crap Jordan is.
Yeah.
But then they're still having stories about the big teams wanting.
If he moves to Chelsea, listen to all of a sudden
the narrative change.
One of the top 3 goalies in world football.
Yeah. Because the manager's made such a huge difference.
Oh yeah, it's like the way Conte's changed Richarlison, even though he doesn't play. 29 minutes gone here. Morocco 0, Spain 0.
All the signs of a second half game again.
Yeah, but it's quite an even game really.
They're technical, aren't they, Morocco?
Yeah.
So.
Got a bit of power about them, but Spain haven't really created anything. The 2 chances they had before, come out of a Morocco mistake at the back, and we're offside anyway. And Morocco just keep nicking the ball, and if they can make better choices in the final third, there's a little break again. Round the back, Rodri should deal with it. Class from Rodri. They do deal with it.
It doesn't panic, does he?
So, yeah. Rondon the Legend says pens, lads, what do you think? Think this has got the potential to go to pens?
Yeah,
I said before, didn't you? Could be that tight. Could well be. Eugene says hit the like button. Cheers, Eugene.
It'd be interesting to see if when there's a goal, how the other team reacts.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, and realistically,
how few passes
you'd want Morocco to get the goal, really.
Oh, you would.
And then that'd bring Spain out even more. Damien says 50 million for Pickford. Would you take it?
Yeah.
Would you?
Yeah.
It's a lot of money, isn't
Wouldn't
it?
you?
Yeah, because it's what you can do with it, isn't it? I suppose.
Only if you've got a plan.
A steady goalie. Like if Everton should realistically be looking and going, right, he's not signed a new deal yet. Okay, Everton, he might be close to signing one. All the rumours are he's close.
I was going to say, it depends which rumour you choose to listen to. Yeah.
So if that's the case, even though he hasn't signed it, Everton really, and they probably are doing this, but Everton really should be looking and going, what if?
Yeah.
So if he doesn't
we've
sign...
had this chat before, haven't we?
If he doesn't sign a new contract, who are we going for?
When's his contract up? 2 years?
Isn't he got less than 2 years now, isn't
it? I don't know, is it?
I think it's 24, I think.
Yeah, okay.
All right? So Everton should be going, right, okay, so he's got 18 months, say, left on a deal. If he doesn't sign this, we need to be looking.
Lock him out in the summer.
And exactly, so if someone wants him, that was a lovely little back heel by Gavi. It was fouled, but they played on. Then is it Morocco on the attack, edge of the box? Sure, but do we go and sign, test United's resolve for someone like Dean Henderson, who's on loan at Forest, isn't he? Or has he gone permanently?
Oh, he's on loan, isn't he?
I think he's on loan, right? Yeah. Do we test their resolve for that, especially if United are interested in Jordan Pickford? Does that become a conversation? There'll be other goalies around, you said before, as long as they're steady. A good steady Eddie, then it helps.
But the point is, if it's so-called big clubs, so-called big clubs have good goalies already, don't they? So you've always got a conversation.
Of course, yeah. So it is you don't want to see him go because you want to keep your best players, but 50 million quid's a lot of money for Everton. A lot of money for Everton. And a team that I would suggest it's easier. As a shot comes in, good save. Oh, Morocco, tremendous strike, good save from the keeper. Got it at the second attempt. 33 minutes gone.
There's also story placement, isn't it, about De Gea and putting pressure on him to make decisions.
Of course, yeah, and there will be that.
We can go and get
Chelsea's a bit different, though. Chelsea, I do believe Chelsea do want, and Potter needs a goalie that can play with his feet. That's what Pickford is. And Pickford's 28 now. He might think, you know what, I've been at Everton for
like a few medals.
Been at Everton for quite some time. I've always done my best. I've been England's number one while I've been at Everton, so I've had a good time at Everton. But it's a chance for me to move on and win trophies. Everton are nowhere near winning anything. I have no issue with stuff like that. But what I would suggest is it's almost easier to fix the goalie situation than it is to fix the striker situation.
No, well, that's why I
and
say
the striker
situation
needs money, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Big Eugene did come in hot there. Sam says, I'm bothered, who do we get to replace him? There's lots of goalies. The Blues says Pickford was the difference in us being in the Premier League. John. Yeah, but that was at the end, and he was fabulous near the end. But there was lots of times in the season where he wasn't fabulous. But he has been so much better. But what we're saying, I'm not saying that. If you had a steady goalie who isn't quite up to Pickford standards, but is a decent steady goalie, but you can spend money elsewhere in the team, that gets you more creativity or goals. That takes the pressure off at that end, doesn't it?
I was messing about. It does. I was messing about earlier on with, like goals scored, goals against, and the gap.
Yeah,
where teams are, how many clean sheets, because there was lots of stuff about Pickford and stuff.
Yeah.
In fact, I've left it in the car, but I'll dig it out, and that's the point. You can, the gap ultimately between the goals you score and the goals you against, it's not rocket science, is it? That's an indication of how you're going to do.
Of course, yeah.
And you can either reduce the goals you score,
which is what we've done,
or you can increase the goal, you concede, or increase the goals you score, and to make two chances make the gap bigger. Yeah. I'm not convinced we can make the goals we concede any much smaller. And how much of that is down to the defence and how much of it down to the keeper. And you will get wonder saves like he did for England.
Course, yeah. He's a very good goalkeeper. There's no questions about it. But I always hear this
June
of like,
24, yeah.
Oh, we can't do this and we can't do that. We can't let him go. Well, we're never going to get better because just right now, Everton needs to sell a couple of players to mean that we can refresh the squad. But what I'm saying is the goalkeeper who might want to. I'm not suggesting we transfer list him and get shut of him. We're just saying if this situation arises, is it better to take that money there, put a solid goalie in, and spend the money elsewhere in the team? And if he wants to go, then it's a thing anyway, isn't it? If he wants to leave, then it's not really a conversation anyway.
Bit people forget about Richie, isn't it?
Exactly. Richarlison wanted to leave. People are crying over him, and he's doing well for Brazil. He's not done great for Spurs, but the lad wanted to go. Everton, I will call Everton Everton have let players go and they should never have done. From poor management, poor board. I've said it today on the show. The way they allowed the goals from James
to walk out the door.
And, you know, having already lost Sigurdsson through no fault of their own. But 2 of them went within weeks of each other, taking something like 30 goal contributions out the team. Yeah. And nobody went, oh, hang on, how do we replace these goals, by the way? Nobody.
And that is where the decision makers have no arse-covering statements they can make.
No.
You know, if you had a choice of letting the player go, yay or nay, and you let them go, and you've got no backup at all, no plan. And I mean, we've talked about this for years.
What about Moise Kean? Now, don't get me wrong. I've had conversations with people about Moise Kean who were in the game, right? Because I just given my point of view as a fan watching him. Yeah. A player who I thought would come in and do all right for Everton, powerful and quick, and he didn't. He was dreadful, right? But he come back having just scored a ton of goals at PSG, right? And we took Benitez, right? And he come back, and he come into pre-season, and he scored a goal in America for us. But knowing the way Benitez is, he wouldn't have been one of Benitez's choices, right? But if he'd have hung on at Everton, he may well have become Everton's striker. If Everton wouldn't have got rid of him, listen, I know.
Hindsight's great.
No, it is, but we let him go out the door with no plan. We let him go out the door with Rondon as the backup.
That's what I mean.
Right? So we went out the door. We then lost Dominic Calvert-Lewin 2 days later. In fact, no, he went out the door after Dom got injured at Brighton.
Yes.
The week later, Richarlison got injured, and we went from having Richarlison and Dominic Calvert-Lewin to having an unfit Salomon Rondon and letting a 21, 22-year-old striker go. Now, Moise Kean might have stayed. In hindsight, Everton look around and go, Sigurdsson's gone, goals. James, we're getting shut off, even though the lad wanted to stay. Rightly or wrongly, Everton went, we're getting rid of him because of Benitez. We didn't know how to replace them. We also kicked Bernard out, although he didn't really score goals, but he was creative. He could have been creative. We let them go out the door. If we'd have just gone, actually, we'll keep Moise Kean till January, because we need an extra body there as well. He might have got in the team. Well, he would have got in the team because we didn't have anyone else. We'd have had a centre forward, and who knows, he might have played his way into a rhythm. Scoring goals for Juve now simply because he's playing. He might have become the player we hoped he'd become, almost by accident. Yeah. Now, if Everton would have gone, well, Moise Kean's going out, but we've got this lad here who's a young striker.
We're going to play him.
And he's going to play. I'd have gone, yeah, no issue.
Okay.
No way. And it's why people are annoyed now with the Ellis Sims thing. I don't think Ellis Sims is good enough to be an Everton regular striker. But the lad's 6'2" or something, scores goals for Sunderland in the Championship. But
knows where the goal is.
Knows where the net is. Is he the finished thing? No. He's like Tom Cannon. He's only going to get that with experience and playing games, and he might never be good enough for Premier League. He may very well be good enough for the Premier League. But Everton.
But if you were saying Rondon or Sims,
yeah, I'd rather see Sims all day long, because I think Rondon's done, and that's just the way his career. Age catches us all up, and age has caught Rondon up. And I know Everton agreed to Sims' loan before Dom got injured. I understand that.
But you put provisions in.
But there was no other provisions. The other provision was Richarlison's gone. All our eggs are in one basket with Dom. Dom's injured. Rondon. Okay. That was it. Maupay. Let's grab Maupay. It's just like, we have to make these better decisions. And we
did it on, was it a 1 o'clock thing?
Might have done, yeah.
We talked about it and we got into that as a club, we try to give the manager what he wants, which is fine. Yeah. But if the board or the chairman or whoever think, you know what, he's wrong, this manager. Yeah. He's gonna. You don't say to the man. We do this in business all the time. You don't go to the guy who you've empowered and say you're wrong because now I'm interfering, right? But you can ask. Can you explain your logic on that, please? Yeah. How are we going to cope if this happens?
If this happens, yeah.
Are you sure that guy's the right guy? Yes, I'm sure. Okay, then you're the boss, then we'll let you get on with it, right? And now that sort of conversation may have happened, but I just struggle, I think you do, to understand how that conversation could have happened the way I'm talking about it now, and I'll still conclude we would let that these sequence of events to go.
Because we've seen some Rangers have had their AGM, haven't they? And they've been grilled. Yeah. They bought a centre half who's got a terrible injury record. He's injured. and someone stood up in the AGM and gone, his injury record was awful. So can you tell me which one of you made the decision to buy this player who's awful, despite his injury, and now he's injured and we still haven't got what we needed? And they've obviously, faces have dropped because they don't know what to say. It's all gone off because they're getting questioned. We've seen this with Bayern Munich, who their board went because they have the big open one and they're all there. They're getting hammered and all that. And Everton have obviously decided to not do that for whatever reason. But those questions should be asked. There should be someone at Everton, and maybe it's Kevin Thelwell now, and maybe it'll happen for him now, but I always think there should be, it's like the summer. In the summer, someone should have really, in my opinion, when Richarlison was sold, as Morocco have a ball into the box, it'll be cleared, it's back, I'm going to break off. Hakim, that's a good ball into the box, well defended, picked up edge, just inside the box, turns, cross again, chance header! It's wide. Oh, dear. Oh, real opportunity for Morocco.
But you brush past something then, which is, you know, where you finish with, for whatever reason, yeah? For whatever reason, it's straightforward for Everton's board. They just find it too onerous, you know? They just talk about Robert Elston. He used to say it used to take them weeks upon weeks to prep, and basically, when you've got a 90-odd% owner, you know, maybe you don't want to do all that work. Me, I would say, no, your glass is supposed to be pretty close to full. You're just topping it up. You should just be able to rock up and do it. But what the club said was they're going to replace that with something more inclusive.
Oh, yes, they did,
Right? Which is, for want of a phrase, let's call it a fan meeting rather than a shareholders meeting.
Oh, okay,
right? Now, making it more inclusive so that people who don't have, you know,
there's a chance again, for Morocco on the overlap, cross to the back post, knock back across Spain, get it clear again, and Rodri brings it clear and plays it out. Spain they're not hanging on, but they're under a little bit of pressure here at the moment from Morocco. You know, 2 minutes before the break.
So what I'd say is, if you're going to replace general meetings with something more inclusive, i.e., you don't need to be a shareholder or the proxy of a shareholder to attend, then you are indirectly saying, and we'll talk more about on-field performances. Because it's asking questions like you just said Rangers fans are asking, they're not, in my mind, they're not questions for a general meeting of shareholders.
But that's probably their only opportunity they get.
Well, of course, it doesn't, you know, when you open the floor, clearly people can ask any question they want, right? But you've got to do the stuff which is, you know, the financial performance, the strategy, the futures, you know, and all that good stuff. As soon as you say we're not going to do that for shareholders anymore, what we're going to do instead is have a more inclusive meeting, then I think you automatically said, well, we will talk more about the sporting. Therefore, bring your manager, bring your director of football, and accept you're going to get a question from the floor similar to that Rangers one, which is, what happened here? How did you let him and him go, which was 25, 30, 40 goals, whatever it was, with no, where are they coming from? And if the answer is always something like, that's what the manager wanted.
On the run, John. At the other end, chance for Spain, good tackle. Morocco have cleared it, and it is a corner to Spain.
For a corner. Last
44-30. It's a corner. First little bit of attacking invention, Asensio short. Almost on, it's onto the edge of the box.
We've seen this one
before.
They've
broken it down, it's a cross back post.
That's half time, isn't it?
Throw-in.
Let's see how long
a goal kick, rather. Pedri whipping it across to nobody. It's a goal kick. We'll see how long the extra time, injury time sweep is. I'm going for 2 minutes. But not much has happened, really.
3 minutes.
You going for 3?
Yeah, only because you went for 2.
Okay.
If you'd asked me first, I'd have said
No, but you're right. And I what I'd like to see is someone who's an adult who goes to Kevin Thelwell, Frank Lampard, whoever it is at my football. 1 minute it was. We were both wrong.
At least 1 minute.
At my club says, okay, but these goals are going out the club here, boys. Who's coming in? Because, and like you said, if they go, it's all right, we've got this fella and this fella will replace them. So you're telling me that A and B are getting the amount of goals that have gone out the door? Sound, it's on your head then.
That's right,
So now, Everton can't score a goal. And if that was the way the conversation went, whoever it is who made that decision, be it Frank Lampard, be it Kevin Thelwell, then the pressure really should be on them. Well, we're in this position because we did say, as a board, and it's not down to us, but we did question it because it's just 1 add 1 is 2, right? And all of a sudden, we can't score a goal, and now we're struggling because you, the football man, are Spain at the ball in the box. It's clear that should be that for the first half. It is.
Yeah, it is.
It's half time of a very uneventful first half. Morocco
like they
have
are,
had
the
better
burners,
chance. But it's 0-0 to break, and Ziyech has been one of the pick of the bunch so far. But it's 0-0 at the break. Morocco 0, Spain 0 at half time. Then someone is accountable for that.
Yeah, but I think what happens a lot in meetings like that is people ask specifics, don't they? You know, why did you buy Gabamian when he's injured all the time? And they're not questions you're going to get answers to. But the sort of question you just said, where you say to the board, and presumably the chair of the meeting would say, Director of Football, would you like to answer that one? Which would be, without naming names, but we know which players went out.
Yeah.
You know, and you didn't bring anyone in. Can you just explain the process that results in that?
Yeah.
Okay. And you might get a bit of a thing, you know, our intention was to do this, you know, and unfortunately they went, and the ones we wanted to bring in never happened. Well, don't you make one dependent on the other? Really? So you mean you sell a player and hope you're going to get the replacement you wanted? That's not how you run a business.
No. Well, other clubs seem to bring players. Villa, we had the great example from Villa last season, didn't we? Not this summer, gone the summer before, when they were selling Grealish.
And they knew
and they didn't let Grealish go. They brought 4 in, and then they went, right, we're selling Grealish to City. That's pay for that, off you go. Liverpool are very good at doing that, to be fair. They go, we know we're selling X, Y, or Z, and we're bringing in bang, bang first, so that he goes out the door, but he comes in the door. And we just seem to go, he's going, and then it might not be like this, but this is the perception.
I'm going to say, I think it's unlikely.
We
it's
look
like that,
at, and it looks like we're going, what should we do? What do you think, lads? He's gone out the door. What do we think now? That's how it comes across.
It clearly isn't.
No, but that's how it comes across.
Going to a standby for a break?
Yeah.
Okay.
That was decisive.
For 5 minutes. We're going to a little break. We're just going to refresh our drinks, and then we'll be back in 5 minutes. So you don't have to turn the stream off. Get yourself a drink, and we'll be back in 5. settings now. There should be 2 channels on the mixer. So if I plug my mic back in, Paige. John talk.
Can you hear me, Paige?
I can't hear John now.
You can't.
Can you hear me?
No.
1, 2, 3, 4. No, Ned.
Coming
We sort of knew nothing was going to happen. We sort of knew nothing was going to happen for 15 minutes, so we just had an extended break.
Chill, yeah. Hello, hello, hello.
You need the clock up on the telly.
Can you hear me now, Paige?
Yeah.
What about me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
So it's not selective then?
Right, so... Have I moved as well? What do I move?
Right. It's on YouTube, this, isn't it?
Yeah. We hear you, but there's no visuals. Like, they can hear us. We're back, sort of.
Let me just put this back on.
Okay, Paige is just going to sort this now.
Send money.
What do you want me to do?
Hello.
We can talk, though.
We can talk.
It's a podcast.
Yeah.
Hello, Gary.
Well, I can see us. It's a bit. Oh yeah.
Yes, we can see. I've got a nice picture of ZH.
No, I've got pictures of us. Unless it.
That
movement
might be
of.
Paige. Might have put that back
Step my arm up.
I know, I'm waiting for it to...
No.
Waiting for that to load.
There's no match clock.
No.
Yeah, it's live. It's on YouTube.
It's good now.
Oh, good. Well, it's not coming through on this yet, but they're saying it's
Oh, I'm fuming.
Oh yeah. You hide it well.
Absolutely fuming.
Yeah, back. Yeah.
So Otto from the kebab shop. I was trying to wonder why there are no players excluded because of COVID.
So like that.
Oh, for this?
Yeah.
Mm. Yeah, that is interesting, isn't it?
Okay.
I suppose. So we're all back to normal, Paige? Right, okay. Thank you very much, Paige. Sure
Thanks,
did in
Paige.
the end. All right, Ned.
Cheers, Ned. Called the help
Okay.
desk.
All right, mate. Okay, no worries. All right, I'll see you later. Ta-ra, ta-ra, ta-ra.
I'm sure everyone's been watching the match anyway.
Everyone's watching the match anyway.
Therefore-
they haven't needed us.
They know we haven't missed much.
No, not really missed much. An hour gone, 60 minutes and 23 seconds gone. It's 0-0 still. Free kick to Spain. It's all
So
getting
how many did you say had been on the stream before?
I don't know today. It's gone off.
Yeah, I was going to say because some of them might give up.
Yeah, a lot have been watching along with us. And today, we got a bit of the ball, although
Yeah.
we did go through the back of them. But yeah, 0-0 in this one. Morocco look the more likely at the moment. Spain are getting very, very, very touchy, very
are.
wound up.
They got wound up very early on in the game, didn't they? They've sort of stayed that way.
They're bringing on Morata, which will give them a target through the middle.
The midfield at the back's where they've been.
I know, but they're all,
exposed.
they've had nothing though after you.
Yeah.
They've got to have a focal point. This
They're
is
have
the
an outball,
problem.
really, haven't they?
This is the problem with them. They're all lovely footballers, but they haven't got a focal point. Gone short, but Morata will give them that, and then it'll be, can they get runners off him? Danny Olmo, if he stays on, or Asensio. It's a ball whipped in. Morocco.
That's gone into orbit.
It's gone into ball. Can the keeper claim it? Oh, not a great punch, but they do get it away now. And now the break on is Ziyech on the halfway line. Lovely little counter-attack.
They've got bodies as well.
Taken out and out for a throw-in. They're all both benches are very, very animated. Jordi Alba looks in agony. Yeah, did he block the ball? I don't know whether he's blocked the ball and he's hurt himself, but he doesn't look too happy. He doesn't look too happy. Yeah, nothing's really gone on here. OBS was a nightmare, absolutely fuming with that.
What does OBS stand for? Something broadcast?
Something system, yeah. Yeah, I didn't know it. It's gone.
Is that a YouTube thing?
It's like a software, streaming software.
Oh, it's our software, is it?
Yeah,
okay.
Something broadcasting software it might be. Open broadcasting system or open broadcasting software, something like that. 0-0 here. Morocco 0, Spain.
Open broadcaster software.
Open broadcaster, yeah.
Maybe we have to pay for
one. It is very good at what it does. It's just obviously
it went for a P as well and never came back.
It never came back, and really the thing maybe for us is don't have a break. Just leave it streaming, and it won't thing. See what happens when the master leaves. Ned's put, no, see what happens, yeah, you broke it down. You broke it. You told us to go. If we wouldn't have gone paused at half time, there'd have been no issue. That's a sackable offence, leaving the building and then things breaking.
Oof.
Morocco, that's a poor ball on the break. It's a poor ball on the break. 0-0. We've had coming up to 64 minutes of this one. Right now, you wouldn't bet against penalties.
Let's get the subs on because it needs a bit of
life put into it, doesn't it? But like you said, Morocco look the more likely right now.
So did Japan.
Oh, that's true. They did. Spain have always got the talent and can turn it on in any minute. But you know, the whistles of Spain go for the old side to side. Rodri clips it out wide, and they give the ball away. Yeah, this hasn't been brilliant, to be fair. You know,
what point do you think a team like Spain can't live up to the reputation? You know,
well, don't forget they were like the perennial underperformers, weren't they? They were a team that always people used to go, "Oh, these are the good side." They never ever done anything. Yeah. And then 2008, 10, and 12, they clicked and won, you know, Euros and a World Cup and stuff. And were excellent, and then obviously that cycle
on the downslope now.
The cycle went, and it's like how could you replace Xavi and Iniesta and Fernando Torres and David Villa and people like that at that time? He got lovely footballers. It's being able to put it all together in a way that works, isn't it? But here comes some subs. Morocco making changes as well. Buffal going off. It's the Morocco fans trying to energise their team.
On it again.
Ready to go. That's 65 minutes. It's Buffal going off, and he's going to be replaced by...
Taking his time.
We'll see now. He's taking as much time as what the captions are. Yeah, just tell us who's coming on. Ezal Zuli is coming on. Ezal Zuli on for Morocco. Buffal off. Morocco trying to get some fresh legs. Fresh legs in there. It's 0-0 at the moment. Gone. Otto says, would John book concerts and events in advance for Everton's new stadium if he was in a position to do so? Makes sense to get the stadium paying already, even if it's deposits only.
Yeah.
So you'd start saying, we're going to have the stadium, it's going to be available to be used by whoever, Beyonce, for argument's sake, in 2024. Would you start to look at it, that kind of thing now?
Yeah. Well, I'm assuming they are. Because some of these concerts are
booked well in advance,
yeah.
You hope so. I mean, I'm sure Everton are. You know, I think we just, because we don't hear things, we just assume they're not happening. But there's obviously lots of stuff going on under the surface.
But you would think the summer of 25 is
the one, isn't it?
The first opportunity.
The first opportunity, yeah. I wonder if, because it is going up and it's looking really impressive. I wonder if there's what the test event will be and when that would be. Yeah. You know, because you've got obviously...
It depends how many bodies they need in there for it to be a viable test.
Yeah. Because Spurs did it, didn't he? Spurs had a friendly.
Yeah.
And then something else before they actually went, right, we are open for business.
I think it depends how many bodies you need in there, but I would imagine, certainly for me, if they're having a test event, I'm going, aren't you?
Oh, God,
to get inside and see what it's like.
See what it is, yeah.
So why not use the women as a test event? You know?
Yeah.
And or the under-23s type of thing. You know, 2 games back to back.
Yeah, could have the back-to-back, and just see what it's like,
You know,
get
let
people
the first
through the
team
doors.
Play for the first time in a competitive game, maybe.
Be a friendly, wouldn't it? That'd open the stadium, I imagine.
Okay.
In the pre-season.
Well,
makes sense,
depends
doesn't it?
if the stadium's ready for the start of the season, doesn't it?
I'd be amazed if it isn't, given how far along it is, and it's still 18 months.
Yeah, but there's a lot of fitting out to be done.
I know, but let's be honest, like Spurs was ready 6 months before they moved in, but they had an issue with the toilets and stuff, didn't they?
Electrics, wasn't it?
And the electrics as well. So therefore...
That was Levy changing stuff, I think,
that got changed as well.
Yeah. And then I know when I went to the downtown in business event last week, Frank did his best to lean on the Lang O'Rourke guy.
Great tackle.
You know, to say, you're ahead of schedule, aren't you? And the Lang O'Rourke man said, we're on schedule.
Yeah. Well, they won't ever want to say that.
Of course not. That's the point, you know. Really? And Frank said, but you're ahead of schedule, aren't you? And he said, good try, we're on schedule.
Yeah.
Because there's 2 winters, isn't there?
Of course, yeah.
So let's see where it is next Feb, March.
It's a brilliant tackle on Morata, by the way.
Let's see where it is next Feb, March. And I think,
and see how, if it's been stopped or whatever, Because the thing about it, it'll be...
And it's not about rain and it's wind. That's
it's the wind, it's all of it, isn't it?
So once they get to the point where the roof's on, I suppose, and you're working inside, sort of, then the weather's less likely to
impact, Once you get a sealed unit, so to speak, which is what they do when they're doing extensions and houses and stuff like that. Once it's a sealed unit, the work never stops then.
That's right.
In you go. And people should really be, you know, if Everton are saying, look, this is, and for Everton, from Everton's perspective, it's better to open it as early as possible and start getting the money back in.
Of course.
You'd be saying, right, lads, you're working through the night, or we'll have a team in the night as well, and we'll do this, that and the other.
You know, because people can look at what was put in the planning application, and that's where you end up with the view that says, well, it's early, 25 that it's finished. But of course, those plans will have had contingency in them. Yeah. So.
But yeah, you're right. Even regarding when it opens at the the 24-25 season in the August or whatever, or it's the Christmas of that season. Summer 25 is the one in terms of external
for proper
external events, as in what I mean is
almost
outside people coming
events.
in to use it.
You want a bit like the other shower did this last summer.
Of course, So that's what you want, don't you?
Yeah.
That's what you want. It also says under promise and over deliver.
Absolutely, spot on. Yeah, spot on. So, who's planning to be touring in mid-25?
Yeah, that's it, isn't it? That's what you want. The Blue says, word on the street is Ned's a sleeper agent for Redmen. I can't confirm or deny that. But obviously, the more events happen like this, then you do start to worry. And then what we have to do here is we have to do it and say, well, fair play, it's, change the people or change the people.
But back to the concerty stuff.
Yeah.
Who would you like to be the first concert?
Because
it's going to be.
It should be someone. It'd be great if it was someone big. But depends what big is, doesn't it?
Well, someone who can fill a 50,000 seat
That's it. You want someone. You'd want someone who people are excited to come and see, and they're coming from everywhere, don't you? That's what you want. So it would be a Beyonce type kind of, that name, someone like that, or someone like Coldplay who sell out wherever they go. They're tremendous buzz about their concerts, and you've seen all the lights and all of that stuff that they do. Them kind of things would be one that'd cause us. Oh, what are you doing? It'd cause a stare. But yeah, who would you want?
I don't know.
Paul McCartney.
He would be in there somewhere,
That's it, But then it'd be 83, 84. Is he really gonna come and do it? It's one of them. Would he want to do that? So you have to look around and go, who's popular? Who are people gonna be scrambling to want to come and watch?
Because those mega ones you're talking about, generally they do the O2 down south.
They do the big stuff down there, don't they? Yeah. But interesting though. Interesting when you start looking at it like that. And obviously interesting when Spain are bringing Balder on. There's 70, just coming up to 73 minutes gone. It's 0-0.
It's getting into the interesting. It's going to extra time.
Oh, lovely from Ziyech. Morocco coming forward.
Oh, show
nice
for him.
Feet.
Show.
But help him.
Yeah.
Still a little bit tight on the wings, isn't it? Ziyech with the crossfield balls giving possession away. They're still looking for that Hollywood pass, aren't they? Morocco, whereas take a little bit of care and you might actually win this game. Spain, of course, trying to get Alvaro Morata into the game. It's not happened so far. Basic tricks, it's all part of trying to get Baz's face as a mask. Yeah, well, we've heard some of the stuff he's doing. Terrifying. Well, he does in his spare time. Chris Byrne says Metallica would do well at the new stadium. I don't know. Paige says Ned is a sabotager. Yeah. Or a saboteur, as the official name. I can't disagree with you. The Blues says, why does Ansu Fati not get games for Spain? No dynamism at all. No, it is weird, isn't it? Balder's come on and looked dangerous, though. But I just find the thing with Spain is it's very on a better level, but it's very Everton under Martinez. It's all like side to side without any real... You know what I mean? It's like slow. There's no...
Well, that's what I was asking.
But here's a chance now, saying that was a good ball and he's lost the ball.
Can't live to the hype. Even early on in the game, they had 2 or 3 times the number of passes as Morocco. Yeah. Do we remember them doing anything with it?
No. Well, the best opportunities they've had are the 2 blocks, and they were offside.
Yeah. And
that was it. They've knocked it around as Spain do. They've probably had 500 or 600 passes like Spain have.
Yeah.
But they've not penetrated at all. And you know what they say? No penetration, John, isn't very good. Side to side, Danny Olmo.
Yeah.
I mean, let's have a look.
Not sure the ref fell for that.
No, that's a foul to me. The lad's got nowhere near the ball.
And he's planted his foot.
And he's planted the foot, so that to me is a free kick.
Did he play
advantage,
didn't he?
Played on, but Morocco had the ball. But Ferran Torres has gone off, and he's been replaced by Nico Williams on. Balde, I thought they were going to bring on to try and get a little bit of dynamism breaking through the lines, but that's not happened at the moment. Morocco work, he's just done it. Not there, lad. Done a full Fellaini v Man City all those years ago on the edge of his box. There's Hakimi, he's a lovely footballer. Still, the player in tight areas, Morocco, which is okay, but don't take unnecessary chances to keep it.
You sound nervous there, Baz.
I know, because I've just when goalies.
That was a bit
when
late.
Goalies do that, it's crazy. It's a booking for Spain. It's Laporte. Has caught him. Laporte is trying to drag him out. And Hakimi's just come back to life there.
Yeah.
And he did. He stood on his toe. He caught him.
Let's see. Yeah, he did, yeah.
Jeffrey Martin says Britt Floyd. Sam C says the Wenger boys, Mr. Blobby and Bob the Builder. I don't know whether they'd sell it, to be fair. Andrew Bowen says Ned and Pepper Mills first concert. It's a shout. Otto says, I think Paul McCartney opening the stadium would be a metaphorical hat tip to the city, handsomely paid hat tip, but it could be his final curtain call after the cabin.
Yeah, if he's thinking of where's my last one going to be,
would be. I mean, it'd be a great one.
It's got to be in Liverpool,
very close to the city and all that. End it where you started it.
Yeah.
Would be interesting, absolutely. Absolutely. Morocco still pushing for this one. Alan B says Pulp and Blue are doing gigs this year. How about getting Oasis back together for the opening gig? Yeah. Be very, very interesting to see who would be on that list. Because it is so close, obviously, to the city centre, down on the waterfront and all that. So, and obviously a bigger venue than what the Echo Arena is. So, you know, interesting. Ball ricochets back, Spain on the attack, 77 minutes in, it's knocked into the box, it needs to be cleared. Ooh. Shot comes in, and it's miles over the bar from Danny Olmo. He snatched at it, the ball broke, and he just swung a leg at it.
Cam look-alike, isn't he?
Yeah. Gone very Camish on us, yeah. Sam C's gone for Rick Waller, once, of course, of Pop Idol or X Factor or whatever it was. From all those years ago.
Well, supported by Will Young or something?
Supported by, yeah. Someone mentioned Jamie Webster, yeah. Brian Garside said Spain trying to look like Man City. They are. Dick L says, how's the game, lads? I'm saving my choice today for Portugal. I want to see the Swiss end Ronaldo's dreams. Oh. Fair play. It's the game isn't great.
It's not.
I think Morocco have looked the more lively and the more lightly. But Spain obviously in more control and do have the better players.
Possession, haven't they?
Yeah.
Certainly.
And therefore it can turn like that, can't it?
Yeah.
They can just get themselves, you know, into a situation and you know, sort it out with a little bit of quality. Morocco have to work hard for their bit of quality, but it is there. There's no doubt about it, it's there. Ball in again, that time was good defending. There's a good ball in there from Williams, and Olmo again. What's Olmo asking for? Good play from Williams, more like it. From Spain down the side, cross comes into the near post, Danny Olmo's going for it. I don't know what he's claiming for. It was cleared brilliantly, and then he's thrown himself on the floor.
No, you can't trust the BBC, but they've got 74% possession for
Spain.
2 shots, 1 on target.
Yeah,
now that tells you perhaps all you need to know.
That's probably about right, isn't it?
It's not very dynamic and
it's probably
progressive, is it?
But that's it, isn't it? Knocking it from side to side and showing that control is fine. There's absolutely no issue with that. That's good play. They're in again, man.
No.
See, they've looked a little bit brighter the last few minutes. Morocco not happy. Saiss is not happy at all.
He's convinced this is a goal kick.
It's being given.
Oh,
it is a goal kick.
It is a
goal
goal
kick. He's absolutely right. Let's hope that there is no goal from that, because that was a goal kick. It's gone short, Spain, knocking it to the edge of the box. We're into the 81st minute. Ball round the back, needs to be cleared, is cleared. It'll be help cleared again, and Morocco get it away towards the halfway line. It's
They've
back.
No one, have they?
With Spain, again, on the halfway line. Rodri in possession. They're starting to build again. Spain just beginning to get a bit more control now as we enter the last 10 minutes of this. There they go again. Popping it from side to side. Now Rodri looking like he's in Man City with his kit, switching it. Williams comes inside, slides it through the middle. There's no flag. Morata across the goal.
Nobody went in.
No one gambled. If someone had gambled, he'd have had a goal from two inches from the line. It was a great run from Morata, great run by Williams. It's a brilliantly timed run from Alvaro Morata.
He's asleep.
It's in a cross, yeah. Danny Olmo just is not bothered. And the keeper's a little bit lucky. He's threw a leg at it.
Yeah, he gets a bit...
He gets that wrong, it's in,
comes off his calf and goes in, yeah. Another sub.
Another sub for Morocco. Some fresh legs on. Chris Burns says the Foo Fighters. Room Temperature Water Short says, do you guys like Spain's blue uniforms? They look cool. The blue kit, yeah, it's a nice kit. Japan had a tremendous kit on yesterday, their blue one.
Much better shade of blue.
Yeah, yeah. Alan B meant Blair, not blue, when he said pulp and Blair. He meant doing the things. Yeah, so we'll see what happens. We'll see what happens here. But we're into the 82nd minute. Looks a concern on the Morocco manager's face where their centre-back is down and doesn't look too comfortable at the moment.
Bit quieter now.
They are a little bit quiet because they've dropped Spain. Spain were always going to wrestle control of this at some stage. But maybe that's all right for Morocco. And he's saying it's just groin there.
If they can counter.
It's a throw in to Morocco. Well, that's what they're looking for now, aren't they? They're looking for a quick counter-attack.
But they're going to have to carry it out, though, aren't they? Because there's no one.
There's no one. They haven't got a target.
Yeah, they're all 25 yards from their own goal. So. I just want to tell him, ref, that he's naughty.
Some breaking news there that Gabriel Jesus is out for at least 3 months, knee injury at the World Cup.
That's not good, is it?
No. Arsenal will be devastated with that because obviously he's been really, really important for them so far this season. But he's going to miss several months due to an injury. So, see who they go for now.
Yeah, they'll want to do something in January, presumably.
Well, he'll have to, won't he?
So they bring the stretcher and he can walk off after all.
Yeah, looks like the groin now, doesn't it? It's Aged off, and he's replaced by El Yamik, who's going to have to come in and get straight up to speed because we're in the 84th minute. It's 0-0. No mistakes now. A mistake now and it's game over, isn't it?
You would think a goal now would be it.
Would be it. He looks devastated because if that is the groin, that's him done for the tournament, regardless. Regardless of what happens. It's a free kick to Morocco, about 15 yards inside their own half. It'll be smashed forward. It is smashed forward, gone over to the wing. It's knocked back. Morocco have gone back again, and it's just going to go all the way back again, isn't it? Yeah, it's back to the keeper. The wrong choice. Oh, clear it, goalie. Morata charges the keeper, but it's up to the halfway line. Spain have it again. Morocco clear again. Into the final 5 minutes now. It's out here to Ziyech, little popped off, and again, nice play. There's an overlap from Hakimi. Hakimi into the box, a great ball, knock square. There's men with you. Just roll it back to Ziyech. Oh dear, maybe he just rolls that back. Hakim Ziyech has got a shot at goal. Lovely ball from Hakimi. Good counter attack from Morocco. It was knocked back, and if he just touches this back, he's gone for a shot on the turn there. He's got to be looking what's behind him.
His mate's got to be screaming at him as well.
Yeah. Would be, wouldn't you?
Yeah.
Where are we? Carla says Spain wearing blue is a bit confusing when Morocco were wearing red.
Absolutely, yeah.
Yeah, definitely. Sam says Arsenal fans are crying. They will be with that news. That's horrible, isn't it, when it's your forward? I mean, we know what it's like with Dominic Calvert-Lewin being out. You know, when you lose the main striker, it's horrible. Because you lose your focal point. And he's been in tremendous form for Arsenal, hasn't he? I know the goals have dried up a little bit, but his
all-round play.
His all-round play has been, pulling people out of position, allowing people like Saka, Odegaard to get in, Martinelli in behind. And he's made he's really been good for them. But that is a huge blow.
Moroccan fans are back on it now.
Yeah. But on 86 minutes and 20 seconds here in this one, it is still Morocco 0, Spain 0 in this round of 16 knockout game. We saw the first one go to penalties yesterday. Japan, who had looked them all lightly, ended up going out. As Williams goes on a run, brilliant challenge.
Great challenge.
Brilliant challenge. It's kept it. It was a good run from Williams.
Where are you going?
It's taking too long there. And Williams will close the ball down and does. And Morocco end up with a throw-in. 87th minute. He's injected a little bit of patience in it.
He has.
Nico Williams.
Direct, isn't he?
Yeah. Roman Saiss, the Wolves player, has done well. It's a throw-in. 87 minutes gone in this one. It's still 0-0.
Oh, come on, off the bounce.
Oh, the keeper's gone for a volley. He picked it up, Morocco. It's just a bit too far for a volley and pops it inside. Nice football. Nice football. Now, there's 3 in the box. Is it going to come in? Is the cross going to come in? No, they've worked it brilliantly. Too hard the pass. Oh, they've worked so hard
They
there.
worked that so well up into the last ball. Who'd be a manager, eh?
I know. They've done all the hard work there.
Well on set. Oh, just angle was wrong, really, wasn't it?
Yeah. It's going to need the experience of Saiss as Morata's. Where's the keep? No one's come inside. Morata's got it back to Williams. Shot comes in, blocked. And Morocco get rid of it. Oof. The flag eventually goes up. It was offside, wouldn't have counted anyway. Yeah.
But you watch Spain players on their heels and going, ooh.
What's happening?
You know, look at them walking.
I know.
He wasn't offside, was he? Oh, it's because he's made a movement
it's like
towards
the
ball.
second phase, isn't it? The first run by Morata was onside. It's from here. It's a good block.
Yeah.
And then it breaks through and he is offside that time. 88 minutes, 40 seconds gone, 0-0.
Added time is going to be 5+, isn't it?
5+ at least, yeah. We've had a couple of stoppages.
Subs.
Saiss, the former Wolves defender now with Besiktas, is marshalling that Morocco backline. Aguirre's gone off injured. The Morocco fans look like they're praying. The Spanish fans are praying. Because we're now into the 89th minute and it's that time where a goal now could be very much the winner. As Dani Olmo picks it up for Spain, edge of the box, goes down, Spanish free kick. He did play for it a little bit, but he's won it, and it is a free kick to booking for Romain Saiss. And it's a free kick to Spain. That was for the challenge he did on Williams on the halfway line, not for the foul that Dani Olmo has just won. That has got his team a free kick 10 yards outside.
Will they actually cross this one, do you think?
The problem Spain have got is that, okay, they've got Laporte and Rodri and Morata, so fair enough, and Busquets, so they have got options, but they're not renowned for whipping crosses in for headers.
Have some variety, though, haven't you?
But you've got to be able to put one in, because if it drops, you run onto it, you've got a volley.
I mean,
we're in.
The 3 at the edge of the box are all, you know.
Well, we're into the 90th minute. Yeah. Or rather, we're into the 91st minute. We're waiting for the
there you go,
5 additional minutes, you called it, John. 5 additional minutes. It's a free kick to Spain over on the left-hand side. They're looking for an in-swinger.
Cross shot, this.
It's going to be put right in. It's a deep ball. It's a free header at the far post. It's Alvaro Morata. And he has gone full Amadou Onana with the header. 50 pence head. Flew up in the air. And the scoreline remains 0-0. He got away well, Morata.
Why didn't he jump sooner? Because they not see it.
Didn't expect it, did he?
Yeah, I don't think he could see it, because the guy who went by was really high, wasn't he? So
0-0. 90 minutes, 48 seconds gone. Luis Enrique looks a little bit calmer than he did before, to be fair. Morocco coach looks a little bit more perturbed, but we've had 91 minutes, it's still nils each, as they say. As Rodri rolls it back to the keeper. It's a heavy touch. Morocco have so many times they've almost stolen the ball.
The keeper's so
he
dodgy,
is taking a lot of chances there. The keeper,
he's so lucky.
Just gets there ahead
So
of the Morocco
lucky.
striker. Their fans thought they had it. They look up to the skies, praying for, that's a foul. Free kick to Morocco. He's rolled off the pitch.
Better roll back on, lad.
Roll back on. It's Alvaro Morata. The referee isn't going to book him, but Morocco not happy. Let's see. I mean,
there's not a lot there, is there?
Unless he's kicked out, which
no.
He's clipped him, hasn't he? Clips him.
He's kneed the back of his knee, but...
And then they've both gone to ground. El Yamik, who's just come on before for Agger, went full Funes Mori there, rolling around. He's pointing. He's pointing. He's not happy. He isn't happy.
It's fantasy, most of his view.
Yeah. The Blues says Besiktas. Yeah, Sice, yeah. Gone to Besiktas. Rondon the Legend says end to end. Now it's got to be. We're in the 92nd minute. A goal now practically wins you the game, doesn't it? Ziyech, what a ball that is. If he'd have left it, someone was better play. Chance for Morocco. Miss kicked in the box. It's down. The flag has gone up. If the first man leaves it, the second man is clearly onside.
Yeah.
And Morocco are in round the back. Let's see. Yeah. If he leaves it, the first fella, the second one's onside and in better place. He doesn't. And the flag goes up. It's a free kick. It's a Spain. 92-50. We've played almost 3 minutes of the additional 5.
Into the fourth.
Both teams are looking to just nick a winner, as you would right now, before there's an additional 30 minutes of this one, which I'm sure not many people want, really.
No.
Rodri plays it short. They're popping it around. Spain at the back, Laporte. It's gone all the way back to the keeper. We're into the 94th minute. Is there a winner? Is there a dramatic late winner?
No.
To send one of these two into the quarters? John's saying no. That's fine. Let's see. Spain popping it round. The Moroccan fans whistling. Rodri has it just inside the Morocco half. Worked it out wide. They're trying to get Williams on a one-on-one. He loses the ball. It's a throw-in. It's gone the way of the Spanish. Throws it back to the halfway line. They'll recycle the ball out to Laporte. Central, off to Alba. Can Alba, is he going to go long? No, he's going to play it short to Dani Olmo. He's going to come inside and go down, which he does. Yeah. You can tell the minute he picked it up. It's a Spanish free kick, last attack. Really, 94-10. If Spain are to win it outright in this first bit, then it's now. Jazza Dickens is in the comments. Is right, hey, Jazza.
Hey, mate.
Top man says, keep up the good job, lads. Is right, Jazz. Top man. Lovely fella. Had him in the studio a few weeks ago. World champion, of course. What a top man he is. It's a free kick to Spain. 30 seconds to go. Dani Olmo in flat. Rodri leaves it. Keeper pushes it out. It is now a corner.
Got to give him a last chance.
Wow.
On the corner. Yeah.
Pedri's jogging across to take it. Dani Olmo in. It was ducked by Rodri and the keeper. Awkward bounce. Williams has his head in his hands. He thought that might have dropped to him. This literally is the last kick of the game. 95th minute. In it comes. Free header. Laporte into the floor. Morocco smuggle it away again. Is the referee going to blow the whistle? It was Aymeric Laporte who almost got on the end of that.
Yeah. It's not blown yet.
That's it. It's an extra half an hour. Laporte. Header got blocked and it was just cleared to safety. It was former Wolves defender Sice who cleared it. We are going to have an additional 30 minutes. The Blues says Morocco significantly taller side here. They are.
Yeah.
Yeah. Captain Toffee said, even and all had a busy day, I'm here for some World Cup. Well, we haven't done it all day, but now we've done it.
I've got to go.
Yeah. Also from the kebab says it's always the big lads who don't know how to head the ball. Lol. Yeah. It is. But it's 0-0 and there's an additional 30 minutes. So
I think it'd be 30 minutes of the same.
do it.
30 minutes of the same. I'm sorry.
I don't.
I'm taking this off.
No, if you go on the toilet.
No,
or whatever.
go.
Oh, you're going. Oh,
I've
you've got
gotta
to
go
go.
to the
Yeah.
taxi job.
I'm gonna take you through on my own now. I think Paige has got to go as well in a minute. So,
she?
well, she has got a life to go for,
You're
hasn't she?
flying solo.
I'm just flying Han Solo, which is fine. Which is fine. People may be bored, but that's life, isn't it? It's what the people say when you're flying high in April and you're freezing cold in
I'm
December.
going to be ripped off by Manchester Airport.
You are, but that is what happens, John, when you are going to pick your other half up.
Yeah.
You haven't seen her for a few days. You've got to go and get ripped off.
I have.
Just chat for 2 minutes, then let me have a toilet break. You just hold it. You don't have to put it back on.
You want me to chat?
Yeah.
All by myself?
Just to the. Well, yeah, I'll ask you the question.
If I knew how that thing worked.
So you can answer the questions. Carla says we didn't mind the extra time in yesterday's game because it was entertaining.
That's
This
true.
one, not so much.
It's
So
not. It's not been.
literally chat to Carla about what this game's been.
It's
like
not
for
been very interesting at all, has it? Really? I mean, if you look, or if I watched it, because I've been bored out with bloody box most of it, to be honest. I hope Morocco win. There's no other reason as that they bit of variety instead of having all the European and the South Americans involved. Morocco's not Europe, is it? North Africa, I guess. Yeah. So what about you, Paige? What do you think?
About what?
Well, who do you want to win this game?
The one playing now?
Yeah, Spain or Morocco?
Probably go Spain.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Why is that?
I know Spain more than I do.
You know Spain more than Morocco. That's a good enough reason, I suppose. But
Yeah, I'll go Spain.
yeah, we'll see. We'll see. I'm sorry, I'm not very enthusiastic.
I think England are going to win the World Cup.
Yeah, you said that. I saw you did a Vox Pop thing for Ned, didn't you? And you said England are going to win it.
I think.
So by definition, you think we're going to beat France at the weekend?
Yeah, I do.
So Paige is just putting their money down on we're going to beat France and then we're going to go on and win the World Cup.
Okay, fair play. I will be back now. I'll be back to take you. In fact, John, if you've got to go, you can go now, mate.
Oh, he's given me permission to go. That means you can probably go as well, Paige. Sorry, people. It's been a pleasure, but got to go. Eh?
I'm just refreshing my brew because I've got another 30 minutes of action.
Yeah, well, and penalties.
Yeah. Hello, I'm back. Extra time has begun. Here, still 0-0. Morocco and Spain. Let's see what happens. Who's got the winner in them? Who's brave enough to go for that winner? You're going to have to do with just me now. I apologise if, people are wanted a little bit more than just me. That's just the way it is. People have had to go. Ned didn't have to go, but he just went. Paige does have to go. She's got things to do. John has got things to do. Ned just swerved me. It's fine.
Matey, take care.
All right, cheers, John. Speak to you later, mate. So here we go. Morocco on the attack. It's a ball through the middle. It's after it, good pace, but it's tidied up by the Spanish. And it's up towards Williams. You'd think Spain would be stronger from now on, wouldn't you? From this point in the game. But, you never ever know. You can never tell. Here we go. We've had 1 minute and 20 seconds here. And yeah, let's see how it all plays out in this extra 30 minutes. They'll be thinking penalties. What's everyone's thoughts? Are we thinking penalties? Let's see. Mike Cosgrove talking about the couch. This couch is better though, Mike. The other one may be more comfortable, but this one is better. Yes, you were watching an empty couch. Stop having a cob on. Yeah, Tassimo coffee pods, delicious. Mike Cosgrove will attest to that. And all I'm saying is, we can talk about commitment. I'm here on my own doing this stream, right? I could have gone home like the others, but now we know who's got the commitment. As Spain have the ball and give the ball away, Hakimi, who I love, is a tremendous play. Oh, blocked again. Ziyech work it up to a Morocco throw-in. 10 yards inside the Spanish half. Ziyech with the ball down the line. It's basically just giving the ball away because it was a pathetic throw-in. Oh, it's a heavy touch from Laporte. Keeps it alive. Just pressure the Spanish keeper because he takes chances. Ziyech has gone and done that, and Spain eventually, very unlike them, smashed the ball clear. Who've we got then? What are we saying here? Penalties or what? Let me know. I'm not singing a song, so there you go. No commitment from Ned. Not on that, says Carla. Carla, you know him well. John Morris has gone for penalties. Kev T says the section of the show is called On the Ball with Baz. Whatever. Call it whatever you want. Where are we? John Morris says, looking forward to Rooney part 2. Thanks, lads, for doing this. 2-part Rooney conversation. Listen, delighted to do it. It was an excellent interview, I thought, from him. Very open. Some people have tried to sensationalise it. He's been very honest. I think that's what we want, don't we? I think there's too much stuff. There's too much cagey stuff. And I think Wayne was incredibly honest, and it was brilliant. He was here for 3 hours with us, and had loads of great chats with him about different things on and off the camera. Really enjoyed it. So and I'm glad that so many people have enjoyed it. Been tremendous messages from loads of Evertonians, fans from all clubs. Really, really nice messages. A few not so nice ones. But that's it. As Morocco break, the flag stayed down. It's 1v1 shoot. Oh, you clown. Oh, lad, you have took so... Please tell me the flag's gone up. Please tell me the flag's gone up. He's miles offside anyway. But why hasn't he hit the ball? It's a good job he's offside there, because that is a sit. What are you doing, mate? You're not having a little game of five-a-side with your mates. You've got to get your shot away. Oh, that was really, really poor. Really poor. Where are we? Mike says we're all well more committed. We're sat there watching an empty couch. Cheers, mate. Jack says Bar's going to have a nice fat payday at the end of the month. The very size of the views on these live streams. Jack, honest to God, right? I wish they I wish they translated into a decent payday, but you get less than a penny for like 1,000 views or something, so it's not really that big. But it's great listen, it's great because obviously more and more people see it, more people subscribe. I've said this yesterday, and some people have been quite enthused by the idea of us doing a couple of open live streams a week, maybe just on general football and on a lot of the football stories. I think for me, I don't know what you guys think, and give me your answers here. And I am aware that I am just trying to chat as well, and you may be really bored with me just chatting generally, but of having some general football stuff, because it just becomes a little bit too heavy and, let's be honest, depressing sometimes, just always talking about Everton when it isn't great. So I really like the idea of doing some just general football live streams a couple of times a week that every fan can get involved with, so you don't have to be an Evertonian. I love talking about all kinds of football, so let me know if you're interested in that. If you're not, I'm still going to do it anyway, but just thanks for letting me know. As Morocco nicked the ball on the edge of their own box, Spain have it, Spain. A lovely little back heel by Busquets, Spain come again, it's out towards Williams. Oh, lovely bit of play from Williams on the right-hand side. Ball into the box, Morata, just too high for him. Morocco clear it now. Headed away, picked up again. Pedri, back to Williams. This looks Spain's best course of attack. Williams' energy down that right-hand side. It's a lovely cross, that. Morata just jumped a touch too early. Just over the head. Still 0-0. We've had 7 minutes into the first period of extra time. Me 213516 says, Baz, I've got my TV muted because your play-by-play is better. You'd make a great commentator. Thanks for sticking around. Thank you very much. That is very, very nice of you to say. I'm just trying to tell you what I'm seeing. But thank you very much. Balda is on, and Ansu Fati is on. Spain going for it now. They know this hasn't been good enough, in my opinion, from the Spanish. They're going for it now. The Blues says Laporte. He looked at Laporte like, how dare you tackle me the last Morocco attack. He did. He couldn't believe it. Carla says it's gotten the attention because, as you've said before, he never gets asked about Everton. Ask different questions to everyone, you'll get different answers. Thank you very much, Carla. Yeah, that's basically it, isn't it? Kev T says, I'd watch you guys 7 days a week. Thank you very much, Kev. Morocco on the break, but a great tackle there from Rodri. Throw in on the halfway line. Royal Blue says, yes, in regards to the general football stuff. And Mike says, defo do it. Otto says, I think you're doing a terrific job and you constantly interact and keep everyone engaged. Thank you very much, mate. It's a throw into Morocco. We've had 8.5 minutes. They have the ball down the right. It's taken off them by Rodri and it's back with the Spanish goalkeeper. A little bit of jeopardy here now, but I wonder if penalties is looking more appealing to Morocco as it goes on. Royal Blue says, that sounds amazing. Get all the fans in on it. More the merrier, and the banter can only be funny. Yeah, as long as it's respectful, I'm all for it. And I think what we do is just have a look at, a chance, sorry, I'll break off, because Spain have the ball inside the box. Morocco clear it. They've done that really well, pick the second ball up. I think it's, we will have a look at what's going on in the world of football. It might be a roundup of what's going on in some of the leagues, some of the stories, and we can just have a little bit of a chat about it and see what people think. And everyone, we all football lovers, aren't we? Okay, Everton, yeah, we're mainly people watching this, I imagine, are mainly Evertonians, of course. But, we've all got an opinion on, sorry, I'll break off again because Alvaro Morata is in the penalty area, does brilliantly, chips it back, brilliant defending again from Morocco, clear it, and they do up to the halfway line. Great play from Morata. These give Spain a bit of life, him and Williams. The Spanish have it again on the halfway line. Yeah, we're all football fans and we've all got an opinion on things, and if we give our honest opinion and try not to be too biased, and I know it's difficult, I'm as bad as everybody else with that at times, then I think we could have a really good footy discussion and see what happens and try and get different people in. Spain have the ball in the box again, it's got to be cleared. Poor touch, Balda, brilliant block again. Morocco have done brilliantly at smuggling the ball away, making sure they're closing people down. It was tremendous. I think it was Ziyech this time, it was a Hakimi. It was Ashraf Hakimi with a tremendous block 10 minutes and 15 seconds gone in the first period of extra time. Just seeing Morata clipping that ball across again. Oh, tremendous bit of defending from Morocco. Spain have it, edge of the box. Morocco have got to stay switched on. A brilliant by Ziyech, and now, oh, the touch is heavy. It's a throw-in. Balde across. Like the look of Balde. Looks good. Looks really good. Kevin Kraft says, Baz, see the stuff Rooney said about his Everton teammates when he first got into the team were positive. And got into the first team, Kraft has got into the newspaper. Listen, he took a line. The actual context of what he said was, and he was talking more, me and John said this before, but this is what Wayne's already said. Sorry, it broke off because it looked like Morocco over there. He was talking about the level. So imagine you're 16 years of age in the Everton youth team. Was a foul. There's a foul on Rodri. You're in Everton's youth side. You're at finishing school, and obviously you've been involved in the first team squad. And then you get told end of the season you're in the first. When you report back, you're in the first team squad. So you go into training day one. Of all the players you've looked at and seen, and you're thinking, oh my God, this level was going to be really difficult. Oh, mistake at the other end, the goalkeeper come clear it. I don't want anyone to win it on a mistake right now, just for everybody who's watching. And you go in and all of a sudden you're able to cope with that level dead comfortably. In your mind, you're thinking, these are Premier League footballers. This is going to be really difficult. And then all of a sudden, there's players in that squad who can't do the things you can do, or the touch isn't good, or they're just not as good as you thought. And you're looking thinking, some of these are actually a bit crap, a bit rubbish. You know, that's what he meant. And he does say in the context of that, not all of them obviously, but a few of them he was thinking weren't good enough to play for Everton. Well, I can vouch for that and tell him they weren't good enough, some of them, to play for Everton Football Club, and certainly what my standards are, they were nowhere near good enough. So I don't think there's anything wrong. He didn't say he wasn't good enough, he wasn't good enough, he wasn't good enough. He just said some of them weren't, okay, he said crap, but then he said just weren't good enough to play for Everton in his opinion. Nothing wrong with that. He was their peer, don't forget. He was someone playing football. So as Rodri shoots from 40 yards high into the stand. 0-0, 13 minutes gone. Morocco 0, Spain 0 in the first period of extra time. Thomas R says 100% be up for that. Do you ever consider doing lives for the away game? Thomas R, no. We did do them in lockdown. Honestly, mate, I can't do them. I'm too emotionally invested in Everton. I'd look like a knobhead probably on here because I'd be so up and down and praying when they get corners and everything. Honestly, I just couldn't do it, mate. I understand why some people do it. I don't understand how some people... I have to watch every bit. Sorry, Morocco on a chance in the box, real chance. Oh, it's a great save, but that is the best chance of the game. Oh my word, the goalie's made a good save in Spain, and Morocco might not get a better opportunity to win the game than that, and Spain break. Oh, real chance, a good save, but it was a one-on-one, and he should have burst the net. It's the kid who took too long before. Great play, in round the back. He does really well. The finish is so weak. It's poor. It's really poor. But yeah, so I just couldn't, mate. Honestly, I understand why the Red Men do it, and it gets amazing views. They do really well out of it, but I couldn't watch Everton and be calm about it. I'd be so nervous, honestly. So I you know, that's just me on that one. But thanks for asking anyway, to be fair. Sam C said I had Spain 2-0, but this can go either way. I agree. Okay, I'm just looking for that. Royal Blue says, are Rooney's kids United fans? Excuse me, I was itty. Or does Wayne know there's no chance at Everton's academy of them developing? They are, a couple of them are at United's academy, but I'll be honest with you, I think that is more to do with convenience of where they live. Obviously, United's academy, but Wayne's kids are all Evertonians. And Kai, who is at United's academy, is a huge Evertonian, and he gets a bit of stick off United fans apparently because he's such a big blue. And he's wore his Everton kit for training and all that, so fair play to them. Yeah, where are we there? Sorry, that just jumped. Danny Hayes says, after your chat with Lampard, are you confident we'll get forward players in this January? Players that can improve us. The referee stopped players. The Spanish corner, I don't know what he's given. He's given a... Is it going to be taken again? But be careful, they could easily give a penalty away there. It is, it's going to be retaken. We are in the last seconds of the first period of extra time. Nothing stupid. Just see this out and we move into the next one. The corner's whipped in, the goalkeeper comes along, he gets a punch on it. Edge of the box, it's back in, Morocco cleared it again. Is that enough for the referee? No. And now he does stop the play, hang on. Morata's down. Don't know, is he injured? I don't know. He's down, he's not looking happy. Yeah, I believe it seemed like when I had that, I don't know what's in Frank Lampard's mind, of course. You will have heard me asking him about more shots, asking him about forward plays. He's not stupid, is he, Frank Lampard? It's half time in extra time, the whistle has gone. He's not stupid, he knows. He's a fella that scored a lot of goals. He knows what Everton need. He knows that we don't score enough goals. He's not stupid. And therefore, I can only be confident that we're going to bring players in, because for me, it'd be crazy if Everton don't try to bring in real goals and players that improve the squad. So, Mark Cotton says, very nicely, you're more than enough, Baz, mate. Thank you very much. Royal Blue says, come on, peeps, give the stream a like. Thank you. The Blues says, I'd like to think the club will actually back Lampard in January. Selling his best player and giving him funds from the Richie deal isn't backing the manager yet. Fair play. Jack says the papers are trying to belittle your interview, Baz, because they can't get long interviews with players. People don't want to watch media trained questions anymore. Journos, fan channels, jealous of. Yeah, it is disappointing that a couple of them have clipped it and made clickbait articles out of it, but look, they're not really going to go, oh, this is a really interesting and good interview by this person who isn't employed by one of us, are they really? So it is what it is. It's a free interview for anyone to watch, and they can make what they want out of it. The people who are making more of it are people who don't like the channel, and there's Evertonians out there that don't like the channel, and that's fine. It isn't for everybody, I understand that. I said yesterday I don't understand why people are abusive to us at times, because they might not agree with just one thing we've said, but that's, everyone's entitled to their own opinion. And that's the way it is. And a quite simple message for people who don't like us is, don't watch, block us, don't watch us, dead easy. But most people have been really nice. Most people have watched the interview and been dead complimentary about it, and I'm talking about as Morocco shoot from the kick-off, which is an odd tactic, but there you go. Most people have been really complimentary about it. It's had lots of views, and you know, it is what it is. We can't control what some of these papers take from an interview and make articles about it. We can't control that, you know, and it's certainly not about us anyway. It's Wayne said that it's Wayne's comments. And they will always try to sensationalise and make something more of something, won't they? That's the way then media outlets operate, isn't it? We've seen it with many things, you know. So they won't put in all the positive stuff he said about being an Evertonian and the dream come true, wearing the shirt and scoring the goal and all of that stuff. None of that will be in it. You know, there won't be stuff in it about, you know, regretting kissing the badge and all that kind of stuff. And I know Evertonians haven't forgiven him for that, and I'm not suggesting, not telling anybody how they should feel about it, but there won't be stuff about that in. You know, it's the clickbait stuff. It is what it is. Okay. Carla says Rooney has always had high standards. He has. It's why he's in my opinion, one of the greatest players England have ever produced. He's a tremendous player. He's probably the best Everton player I've ever seen come through naturally. Well, he is the best Everton player I've ever seen come through for natural talent and ability. He's been a brilliant player for Everton. He's not an Everton legend because he didn't do stuff in Everton colours that would have brought that kind of status for him, but he was a fantastic player for Everton. If you watched him play for Everton, even if you don't like him because of what happened, you can't deny he was an unbelievable talent. And even when he come back and he was coming towards the end of his career, he still our top goal scorer and he still did things on the pitch, passes and control and all of that other players couldn't do. Simple as. Okay. Wanderlust says, understandable, Baz. I'm sorry, I'm not sure what that's in response to, so apologies. Alex says, don't think a watch-along for Everton would work. Too many people invested in the game. Yeah, maybe some, maybe like Champions League games or something. Maybe could be an interesting one. Yeah. Carla says, I'd be there, wound up watching a game. Couldn't do a watch-along. I'd be a nightmare to watch. Yeah, I'm the same, Carla, and I wouldn't want to bring any. I wouldn't want to bring any kind of like thing where people could clip it and go, and some of our own fans that do it, look at this knobhead and all that, which is, sadly, that's what people do. But I wouldn't want opposition fans clipping it and going, look at these, this is what Evertonians are like, or whatever. It's something that I've been very, I just hate to do because, all right, I might be a knobhead in a moment of watching Everton because I'm wound up or angry or emotionally invested or whatever. And that's me. That's on me, but I wouldn't want Everton tarred by me being a dickhead doing it. You see it enough times with other fan channels and other media. We see it with Arsenal Fan TV. That I love Robbie. I've known Robbie for many years, and some of the people I've met quite a lot of the people he has on, and some of them are good guys, but they were built out of over-the-top reactions and people laughing at it. Now, okay, Robbie does a great job and they do a good job now and they try to move away from that. But I wouldn't want us to be, people on match days clipping it going, ha, 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 look at these tears and this, that and the other. I personally wouldn't. But I don't know. Bob says, Baz, I knew they would have a go at Rooney, just for being honest. Great interview, though, as always. Rooney is a world-class talent, and he was just saying an honest opinion of the team collectively. Absolutely, Bob. Absolutely. Thomas says, fair point, I'm with you, but then Florida Cup lives were bosh. Yeah, I think, you know what, mate? I think for like friendlies, I think it's fine, because we're not going to get overly invested in a friendly, are we? Do you know what I mean? But I just couldn't do a meaningful game with Everton. I really couldn't, mate, honestly. Royal Blue says, would you ever do a father-son stream discussion on favourite players in your respective eras of watching the Mighty Blues? What, me with my son or me with my dad? Or do you mean get people in there that with, like, say, you and your dad talking about it? It's an interesting prospect. Roman Saiss is down for Morocco. He's holding his hamstring at the moment, which isn't a good sign. They've already lost Agger, the other centre-back. Saiss is the captain, the Besiktas centre-back, and it looks like they're going to have to make a change here. This isn't good for Morocco because they've defended tremendously well, but if they end up losing Saiss as well, I think is it when he hits the ball? Yeah, he kicks the ball and his hamstring goes. That's not good. Because if they were to win this game, that would look like their first choice centre-backs are both missing with a groin and a hamstring. That's not good. Okay, where are we here? Steve Kelly says tomorrow and Thursday wives will be happy, no footy for 2 days. Yeah, be made up. They'll be made up. Carla says those articles could give the video more views because people will be curious about what he said. That's a positive about it, at least. Yeah, there is that, Carla. You know what, Carla? I hope it does. Obviously, for views, of course. But I hope it does for perspective. so that people actually listen to the whole thing and go, oh, all right, I understand what he meant. Because I've seen some Evertonians going, yeah, he's a this and he's not nothing. And someone said it on Twitter, and someone who I thought a little bit better of, to be honest, had said it on Twitter, he's got nothing good to say about us, and it's this, you know, he's this or he's that. And I was like, well, just watch the whole, at least the whole quote, because that is literally 30 seconds of like a 2-minute bit of that video. Watch the whole thing, where you understand the quote. Spain are in round the back, cut back, up in the air, smash clear again. Saiss is still on at the moment with his hamstring strapped up, which is never good. We've had 22 minutes and 10 seconds. It's still 0-0. Spain off the ball just inside the Morocco half. They've worked it out to Williams. Oh, it's gone out there. Rolled off his foot. It's a throw-in. Wanderlust. Sorry, understandable in not wanting to do the away streams yet. Cheers, mate. Royal Blue says, when Rooney came back, I wish he'd have stayed up front instead of doing Sam a favour. Absolutely. I said this to him when we were in Washington. And what was funny about that in Washington, we were with him for quite a bit. And I said, yeah, you should have stayed up front. You'd have had 20 goals. And Ped was like, I think you should have just played in the home games and not the away games. And you should have seen the stare he gave Ped. He wasn't impressed. He was like, you're trying to say I couldn't have done all the games. It was quite funny. The Blues said kissing the badge hurt, but that was a defence mechanism to getting stick, especially someone with his personality, not to hit back. But it was silly. You know what though, mate? I obviously love Everton and all that. It's a huge part of my life. But if how old was he? So was he 20? Was he 20 or 21? Imagine being 20 or 21 and playing against your home club, the club you've supported as a boy and all that. He might have been 22 and you loved the club, which he did, but obviously you've had so much stick and abuse and you're getting it all day. Every time you miss it or pass or whatever, you're getting it big time from 40,000 people. Sorry, I'll break off because Morocco have got a run in on goal. Can you get the shot away? Hit it now, hit it now, hit it now. Oh, mate, you are like, you're like Strachwell Hershey. Just hit the shot. It was a great run and he didn't finish with a shot. And you're getting it big time from all of us, and we were all giving him it. And then you score. I think you would react. I'd react in it. I'd have probably done, I don't know, something similar, maybe kissed the bat, I don't know. But you're thinking, how can I wind you lot up? Because it hurts what you're saying and all that. I just think maybe some of us would have reacted just as bad in some respects, maybe. I'll never know, I've never done it. None of us have done it, and we wouldn't know until we did do it, would we? Steve Kelly says, in regards to Rooney interview, fantastic, both of them. I'd urge people to watch the full interview. I think people sometimes don't like to hear the truth about the club, because he's right. Fair enough, fair enough. And how you'd look like a knobhead. Yeah, Wanderlust, it would do. I would look like a knobhead. Imagine us doing it, and like, we're fuming it with an overhit pass or whatever, and we say something, or we can see the goal and we're devastated and people are clipping it. And you've seen like other people. It's great going. It's part and parcel. It's great going. People have said to me, people have give stick. And I'm just a lad. I'm just an Evertonian who's not, I'm not media trained to do all of this stuff, and you don't expect anything. We're doing this, and with this, I've told this story a million times, so I'm not going to bore you, but we're just doing this for Evertonians. That's what it started out at, and to just give our opinion, and people feel like they can give, and I'm talking about Everton, I'm not other fans, I take it as it is, but Evertonians giving you stick, and then you just think, well, all I'm doing is just giving an opinion, and you don't have to like it, or you don't have to agree with it, and that's fine. But people have said to me, you should be able to take abuse because of who you are. It's the way it is now. you're doing this, accept abuse. And it's like, well, I don't really know how to. Spain on the break, Morata trying to slide it through, that's awful. Should have slid it through earlier to Balde. And it's like, why do I have to take abuse though? Because I'm only giving my opinion. And it's like no matter what, I'm just a person. I'm not, like I said, I'm not media trained. I'm not a robot. And sometimes the abuse does get to you. And I've had like some mental health things where my mental health has been affected by it, and you try not to let it, you know, and people will say to you, don't let it bother you, it doesn't matter, the knobheads or the this or the that, and it's like, it's dead easy to say that, but it does affect you at times, and you do. I have had times where I feel like, do I want to keep doing this? Because all I'm trying to do is live my life. I'm just trying to like talk about my club, try to do the best I can with this and make it as enjoyable as... The ball's out there, referee, surely. Give a corner, that ball looked out. Fatty, good play. Oh no, was it Williams? I thought it went out for a goal kick. Let's have a look again. No, that to me looked out, but it might not be judging by the goal the other night against Spain. It's like, yeah, it does affect me at times. And I have had moments where I've thought, no, that one was out. I've had moments where I've thought, maybe this isn't for me in the long term because it's just affecting me in ways it shouldn't do. It's difficult, isn't it? It's difficult. So I imagine what real like people have who are in the spotlight all the time on a huge scale. This is a little scale. I imagine what other people have is, and when we just go, should be able to take it and all that. It's human beings, isn't it? So I don't know. I don't know why I've gone so philosophical on you all there. I massively apologise because I wasn't intending to do that, so sorry if I've just made you all go, yeah, all right, mate, shut up. Mike Cosgrove says 1878 FM podcast to listen to later years. You know what? We had a laugh today. We had a good laugh, me, Dave and Andy Bush. We had a good laugh on it today. Not Everton heavy at all today, but we had a good laugh. So give it a listen, check it out. It's free to listen to on YouTube. It's on Spotify and things like that as well, but we did have a good laugh on it today. Alan B says, Baz, how hard was it getting an interview with Lampard? Was the club easy to deal with? Frank Lampard wanted to do the interview. To be fair, so in that respect, the club were fine. It's the first time we've ever been given a manager. A couple of, you know, we've had promises that haven't worked in the past, but it's a clean slate and all that. And I think most of it was born out of the fact the manager wanted to do it. I think that's what we found lately this season. We know where our accreditation has gone up a little bit, so we get stuff off the Press Association now. We've moved up to that level, so we're edging closer to having a full accreditation from the Premier League. That's what we're aiming for, and we're in a middle ground at the moment. And therefore the club have been more, I guess, a bit more open with that. As a corner comes in, Morocco clear it. We are in the final minute. They've got to smuggle this clear. We're a minute away. Ball's out wide. We're now into the final seconds of the allotted 30. Great tackle from Morocco. It's up to the halfway line. We'll see how long the extra time on top. 3 additional minutes. So yeah, so it is better, but the manager wanted to do the interview, so that's why we got it. And there's a couple of other people have come to us that want to do interviews, so we'll see whether that pans out. But fair enough, credit where it's due sometimes. You know, the club deserved it, I guess, on that. Carla says, yes, Mike, I'll be watching the podcast too. The thumbnail has me a bit confused, though. All will become clear when you listen to it, Carla. It's very interesting. I haven't actually had another look at the thumbnail. I will do. I can imagine thinking about it, what Ned has put on the thumbnail. Spain off the ball, edge of the box. Great shot. Great defending again from Morocco, but it literally is attack versus defence now for Spain. I think Morocco were looking and thinking, we fancy our chances on penalties. We've had one of the additional 3 minutes. It's still 0-0. Spain on the attack again. It's out to the left-hand side. Back into Rodri. He's very much the metronome right now again for Spain, trying to get them forward. Balde. It's back in field here. off again. Gavi, it's gone switch right the way this side. Ball into the box, flick header by Morata. Oh my word, I thought the lad had deflected it in then. Wow. Well, it's cleared. It was curling in and just the angle of the TV, it was a flick on and the keeper dived for it. It was good defending in the end. El Wakim is it, who cleared it. I might have just butchered his name, I apologise. It's gone out for a corner to Spain. We've had 31 minutes, 50 seconds, Moroccan fans praying. Sarabia taking a corner for Spain, in swinger with the left foot, in it comes flat, cleared at the near post, knocked fully though, it's edge of the box. Gavi, it's back on the halfway line now. Balder has it, he's looking for runners, it's gone back in field again. Out against Spain, Morocco trying to press, oh there's a bit of a gap edge of the box, no one's come out, they've got to get out and close the ball. Spain working at edge of the box, they've got the overload. It's into the middle, it's a free header around the back, volleyed across the face of the goal, it's out for a goal kick and Morocco went to sleep there. Wow, and the Spanish fans and Luis Enrique looked to the heavens. Oh, was it Sarabia coming in round the back? It was. It was a tremendous ball. He may have been offside. He's volleyed out, it's hit the post. Wow, it's hit the post. I think he might have been offside, but it's hit the outside of the post. Wow, and Morocco, oh my word, very, very close. It's a goal kick. We have now in 32:59, so time is up. Morocco fans celebrating like it was a goal there. That is it. We are at penalty kicks. For the second watch along on the run, I can only apologise. Bono was beaten. Wow. I'll race through these while we get the penalties. Where are we? Tired legs out there now, yep. Okay, sorry, I've hit the thing and the comments have flown. I can only apologise for that. Mathew says, my opinion changed on Rooney the minute he came back. When he left, all my mates who were Reds asked if I'd ever forgive him. My reply was no, but I'd forgive him if he ever came back on a free, so I did. Kevin Kraft says, I loved Wayne Rooney, loved the interview. I have no problem with it myself, just the media. I hate them. They twist anything just to be shit-arsers. Yeah, JS said, could Prime Baines have won the Champions League if he'd left? Was he on that level? I think he was on that level. I think if he'd have gone to Manchester United, were they on that level? I don't know, but was he good enough? Absolutely. Absolutely. Mike Cosgrove says, I've never really understood why people were fuming when Rooney left. It was obvious we needed the money, and I'll be honest, probably get lynched for this, but I wanted him to do well. Fair enough. The Blues says, just shows he's one of us because we don't have much nice to say about the club for years. Matthew Buse says, Baines would have won the Champions League and a whole lot more if he'd have left. Andrew Bowen says, apparently Ronaldo was on the bench tonight. Interesting one. Where are we? Royal Blue says, grew up, no father to go to match or fish, nor anything like that. Had to wait to adults. Hood to go alone or teach myself through the whole father thing, something I find wholesome. Oh, sorry to hear that, Royal Blue. I hope you still had a positive upbringing. I'm sure you did. Yeah, it's an interesting one. It's an interesting one. The Blue says, exactly, Baz, I mean, it's silly if you'd expect anything else. Yeah, definitely. Andy Kinnear says, not like one of your own doing well. Rooney was ambitious, we couldn't match that. Matthew Buse says, my beef with Rooney was the whole once a blue thing and he jumped ship. He did say it though, didn't he? He was the same, but there you go. Tired legs out there. Kevin Kraft says, Wayne said in the interview once he found out Everton were going to sell me, picked this club. The Blue says, spot on, Baz, should never have to put up with that, but for every idiot there's 1,000 of people who are really grateful. There is. Thank you very much, mate. Thank you. Otto says, I'm sorry to hear that, Baz. You're providing for your family and following your passion. You're an inspiration to Scousers. You've made a living from your passion. Not many people can say that. The biggest thing for me, as I said this yesterday, was creating a job for Ned. You know, I was in social services for 12 years, which was incredibly difficult. That was real stress on a human level of seeing people not being able to eat, not eating kids, not eating with just, why my hair, it's gone white, really. And this was just born out of, never did I believe this could go into being a full-time job. And we had to go for it, and my missus supported me when we went for it, give it a year, see what it is. For everyone who thinks I make loads of money, I still don't make anywhere near as much as I did in social services. I'm not complaining, not at all. I'm just saying, for the ones who go, oh, it's this or it's that. But yeah, sorry, I lost my train of thought there. This has turned into a therapy session, which is berserk. But being able to employ Ned, albeit part-time, at the moment, has been a bigger boost for me to go, look, we created something where we've created three jobs from nothing. We've created that. I'd love to, hopefully it continues to grow and we can give somebody else a job, and then that'd be, to have 4 people in employment would be, for me anyway, would be an incredible achievement more than other stuff. But thank you all for watching. Thanks to everybody who subscribes to Premier as well. Thank you very much. The Matthew Abuse says, well, people saying you have to take the abuse, take said abuse of strangers on the street, because guess what, I'm free to abuse anyone face to face, but realise I'll have to take the consequences of it. I don't know, mate. I don't know it. I struggle with it because I wouldn't do it to anybody. If I didn't like something, I just wouldn't watch it. I wouldn't abuse people. I think anyone who's met me, I would like to think, would say he's a nice fella. I try to be as genuine as I can. I try to help people if I can. You know, in a very small way, of course. It's why I got into social services in the first place. I worked at Everton for 11 years after university. I then left that to go into social services because I probably very naively thought I could make a difference. And I, in some respects, I did, but once the government started cutting, that became really difficult. And I always try to treat people how I would like to be treated. I always try to be as genuine as I can. And if I can help someone, I will. And that's just how I live my life. And so when people sometimes are very abusive, it does hurt, and I don't understand it, because it's like, I'm only talking about footy. If you don't like it, fine, just block me or whatever. And I don't stay on social media. I don't put anything about my family anywhere. But let me break off from that. Might revisit this in a minute. But it's Morocco with the first penalty. Great penalty. 1-0 Morocco. You know what? I feel like I should put the things up on here, but I don't want to wreck the stream. So I apologise for being a little bit... yeah. But it's 1-0 Morocco. You'll have to just go with what I'm saying. Great penalty. Tremendous penalty. Sent the goalie the wrong way. Spain coming up. Sarabia is coming up. Looks a little bit like James Maddison. A Spanish version of James Maddison. And if he had a better haircut. It's Bono, not the U2 one. That would be interesting. In goal for Morocco. Sarabia for Spain. Morocco lead 1-0. Luis Enrique sitting down, looking relaxed. I feel more nervous than him, and it's this. I've got no investment in this at all. Left foot of Sarabia against Bono. Good pet. Oh, he's hit the post. Bono went the right way. It looked a decent penalty, but it's hit the base of the post and come out. Moroccan fans celebrating. I thought it was a good penalty because it beat Bono. Oh, wow. Big moment now. Big moment for Morocco. Bono looks a little bit like Oscar, who used to play for Chelsea. Anyone else feeling that? It's just me. I could be massively wrong, but to me, looks like Oscar, who used to play. He was a lovely little footballer, Oscar. Went to China for money, didn't he? But there you go. It's a penalty. It's the left foot of Hakim Ziyech. Can he put Morocco 2-0 up? He looks calm as a cucumber. Let's see. Scores. That is how you take a penalty. Blasted straight down the middle. And Morocco are 2-0 to the good here. 2-0 up. Luis Enrique looks a little bit more like me now. Bit nervous. That was just Avi penalty, wasn't it? Avid penalty. It's 2-0 to Morocco. It's Asensio, isn't it? Oh no, sorry, it isn't. It's Carlos Soler. Asensio, I apologise. It's Soler with the penalty. Spanish fans looking very, very nervous. He's got to score here. Can Bono pull off a great save here? He doesn't look like Oscar there, I'll be honest. Just other points, but it's Soler versus Bono. Saves it! Wow! Oh, sorry, it was a bit loud. What a save! Morocco 2, Spain 0 after 2 penalties. Wasn't a great penalty from Carlos Soler. Bono, tremendous. 1 foot on the line as well. It's legal. It's a great save. Moroccan manager telling him to calm down. Stay calm. Morocco have got an opportunity here to go 3-0 up in the penalty shootout against Spain. It's Benoit, is it? Taking this penalty. I feel nervous now. This is horrible because I've got no investment in this other than it's interesting to see teams like this. It's a penalty to Morocco. Here we go. Right-footed penalty. Misses. Poor penalty. And Spain throwing a lifeline. What a dreadful penalty. Luis Enrique, no emotion. He should have just done it at Ziyech with that and blasted it. Shocking penalty, that. Spanish celebrate. The obligatory vamos from them. Let's go. Awful penalty. Should have blasted it. If you blast at it and it's 3-0, it's happy days. It's Sergio Busquets who will be nice and calm. He's got nothing to worry about here. Done this a million times, but can he score? Put Spain back in the game if he makes this 2-1 and the pressure fully on Morocco. If he misses, it's potentially game over. It's Busquets versus Bono. Here we go. The right foot of Sergio Busquets. He's missed it. Wow. What an awful penalty from Busquets. Spain have missed 3 penalties. Benoit on the floor. He looks almost in tears, the Moroccan, because he knows that was a chance. If Morocco score now, it's game over. It's a good save from Bono. Foot behind the line. Legal from the Moroccan keeper. Oh my word. This is incredible. This is incredible. A chance for Morocco to knock Spain out and get in to the quarter-final. Luis Enrique looks calmer than me now. Opportunity. It's Hakimi, PSG defender, played for Dortmund. Fantastic footballer. He's look at me messing with my hair because I'm nervous now for him. A chance for Hakimi to keep put Morocco in the quarter-final. Here we go. It's Hakimi. Oh, you cheeky man. He's only gone and Panenka'd it. He's followed it with a penguin. Morocco have knocked out Spain. 3-0 on penalties. Wow, wow, wow. What a moment for African football. What a moment for Morocco. What a penalty by Achraf Hakimi. Unbelievable. Bono gets the credit as well. And huge save. Luis Enrique looks understandably upset. Wow. Spain are out. They follow Belgium. They follow Germany out of the competition. That is a huge moment for Morocco. They've been fantastic in this World Cup. Won the group that contained Croatia, contained Belgium, and have now knocked out Spain. Unbelievable. What a moment. What a moment. Unbelievable. They are through. Tremendous from Morocco. Wow. That is incredible. And my G there in this team, Hakimi, who I love, has just come up with an audacious penalty. The Spanish go home and Morocco celebrate. Where are we? Let's say. Mike Cosgrove says, always haters, Baz, but need to focus on the vast amount of people who appreciate what you do. Massively outweigh the negativity and the haters. Thank you very much, Mike. Where are we? Kev T says it's good to talk, but never apologise. Thank you, mate. Where are we? The sound is fine. Better commenting than Spain, than Spain. Says Dodd NY. Thank you very much. World Cup. That was it. Michael RAF says, yo mate, how you doing? Finally back home in Liverpool for a week's leave. Hit us up, Michael. RAF, let us know when you're back, mate. Stay safe. Jeffrey Martin says Neville takes a lot of stick. Yeah, he does. He does. Cristiano Ronaldo. How did you meet Ned, says Sam C. Ned came in as an intern, to be honest. He was at university. We were looking for someone to help out. He had the opportunity to get experience, which helped with his degree. And he said, can I come in and do a bit? So he came in one day a week for a few hours and done a good job, really helped us. And from there, it's grown and you know, he's been excellent for us. So that's really good. Yeah. Run down the left, we're up to the pens now, aren't we? Yeah, the pens are all there. Otto says, what a man more proud of providing a job for another than for another man to achieve. I won't listen. Yeah, that I'm just saying what my feelings are, and that's just what it is. That to me give me more personal kind of satisfaction, being able to go, we can actually take you on and employ someone. That to me was the bigger thing. But there you go. The Mathew says Defo Baz and the Maddison lookalike. Yeah. Oscar Costa's son says Royal Blue for Bono. Yeah. Some terrible pens. Mike Cosgrove loves pens. Was praying for them yesterday and he was delighted. There you go. Matty says bottle jobs this Spanish side. Japan, yeah, they really need to do better at the shootout. Spain, hold my surveyor. Was Bono on the edge, says Mike Cosgrove. I like it. The YouTube thing. The YouTube? What? The YouTube reference there, obviously. Otto from the kebab shop says Morocco into the quarters is unreal. Absolutely. They've been, you know what? They've been brilliant. Spain, obviously full of talented footballers, but that no focal point has done them, really. But what lovely footballers, but without that focal point, without that little bit of directness, without that being the ability to put the ball in the net, has come up short. Control the game really well. But, you know, what a penalty by Hakimi, by the way. What a penalty. Roy Blue says Morocco take a bow. Absolutely. Wibble says, is that dance the penguin? It looked like the penguin, didn't it? Yeah. Okay. Where are we? Wanderlust says, I figured it'd have been Belgium and then maybe Croatia, Canada to make the 16. Way off Morocco, then Croatia. Morocco topples Spain of all countries. Yeah, absolutely. Captain Toffee says Spain players needing to take 1,000 penalty practice. The practice for note. Well done, Morocco. Fair play. Kevin Kraft says England can go all the way at this stage. They absolutely can. It's the final third is where England are really strong. Spain have got tremendous footballers, but they only really penetrated. Ziyech thought he was getting dropped then. Don't go full Steve Morrow. If you don't know Steve Morrow from Arsenal, look up that reference. Spanish fans crying. Morocco fans delighted. Spain only looked better and had a bit of penetration when Williams come in and went down the right. So there you go. Matty Buse says that'll be it for Luis Enrique. Yeah. Sam C says if we beat France, this is the best chance for England to get to a final. Yeah. Captain Toffee says the last pen was pure filth. I love it. Basic Trig says unbelievable in the Yak impression. Yeah, it was. Where are we? Captain Toffee says yeah, but Brazil in the final more likely. Brazil are tremendous, aren't they? Room temperature water short. What a name. Says great show today. Thank you very much, mate. We apologise for the little bit in the middle where we lost it. Massive apologies for that. I'm gutted because the next 2 days there's none of this, but we're back for the watch along at 3 o'clock on Friday, which is Brazil in that one. Brother Blue says France is the hurdle. They like the cheer of Ainsley, big scary before the home straight. Absolutely. Mike says boss lad Ned. He is. Okay, what's going on here? That's just jumped forward. History of Football said that game was the exact copy of Spain's loss to Russia in 2018. 80% possession and lost on penalties. Yeah. Got to do something with it, haven't you? Basic Trig says he's already the housewife's favourite. No more plaudits for Baz. Oh, come on, mate. The plaudits are making me feel a bit better about people who give me stick. Oh, thanks, mate. Cheers. Steve Kelly's right, says never ever bring a player on to take a pen with 2 minutes left of extra time. It is a little bit dodgy. All we need is the Swiss through tonight now, says Steve Kelly. Steve Kelly, a big supporter of Swiss football, likes the 17% style possession and the brick wall type football. Fair play to. I am only having a mess as well. Kevin Kraft says everyone takes the mick out of Ned, but everyone knows who he is. Absolutely. History of Football says Spain have no strikers. This game needed a David Villa or a Torres. Yeah, that's what they need. Morata gave them a little bit of it, but they need more. Mike Cosgrove says, could this World Cup and City sign and Haaland finally be the end of this no striker nonsense? I hope so. You need forwards. You need strikers. Win games. Yep. So there you go. Gone really well. Yeah. Considering I've had to do this for the last half an hour on my own, I thank you all for the company. It's been very, very interesting. Thanks to everybody who has given the stream a like. I'm doing 5 more minutes, then I'm going to finish at 6 and go home and see my wife and my kids and get ready for the game. Who is tonight? Switzerland. Why have I forgotten who Switzerland are playing tonight? Portugal, isn't it? It'd be interesting to see if Ronaldo is on the bench and Switzerland knock them out. Then it really will open up, won't it? Steve Kelly says Swiss going full on parking the plane tonight. Yeah, absolutely. I'll do a little refresh on Premier. I apologise to our Premier members because I've neglected them in the last bit. Got on my soapbox about being abused. I apologise for all of that. Brian Garside says, I can confirm Ronaldo was benched. Interesting choice. Brian Garside muted the local commentary and listened to me and the comments. I apologise if I've bored you then, Brian. I'm sure your commentators would have been more better to listen to than me. Richie Gilbertson says, I've just been listening to this game on TalkSport on the drive home. Tony Cascarino kept calling Neco Williams. Fair play. Carl says, how dare people abuse you guys over the Rooney interviews? If they want to abuse you, they should join Premier and pay for the right to abuse you like the rest of us do. Well said, Carl. Stuart Lowe says, does anyone know why Everton's new stadium has a capacity of 52,888 and not 52,000 or 53,000? It looks too specific and I don't know why. I tried doing some research to find out with why, but keep coming up with blanks. No, don't know, and I don't understand why Everton don't put 113 more seats in it to make it, or 112 more seats to make it 53,000. I honestly can't understand. It won't be cost. And it's not like they haven't got the room, because they will have. The seats they're making are much bigger than my seat at Goodison. I don't need my seat to go from that to that. So cut them bits off and put more seats in it. That's my... and I've built lots of grounds in my life, honestly. Wibble43 says, cheers, Baz. Cheers, mate. Kevin Kraft says, I live 15 minutes away from Finch Farm, but I'm not a Scouser, so I have no problems. I've worked there and gone to college. There, even been training. Kevin, why don't you come in and see us then in the studio? We are not far from Finch Farm. Blue says, peace out, Baz. Thanks, mate. Thanks for all your comments. Mike Cosgrove says, what's for tea, Baz? Tuesday. I don't know. I'm hoping my daughter makes it. I don't know. She is like 24 rather. She is 24. I'll see. That's if she's in. Otherwise, I'll have to see when we get in, because my missus will be working till 7, so I'll have to be quick so I can get it done before the Portugal game. Mathew says, Tifo Football have done a video about the return of 442 worth a watch. I will watch it. Sam C's gone for spaghetti hoops on toast. Make sure you add grated cheese and lots of black pepper, and it'll spice it up. That's a good one. Rondon the Legend says, Baz, great stream as always. See you later. Cheers, mate. Thank you. The Matty says, I'm sure you carry yourself as a Scouser. That's what matters. There's plenty of adopted Scousers through the years. There is. Wibble43 says, should be 70,000. Kevin Murphy says, nice one, Baz. See you later. See you, mate. And Sam C says, should have been 55,000 or 60,000. It absolutely should have been, mate. It should have been. Definitely 55,000. It's not, in my opinion, it's not that difficult to be that, but there you go. Right, that is me done. I appreciate all of you spending your afternoon with me. Thank you very much for all the lovely comments. Thanks for watching the Wayne Rooney interview and commenting on it. If you haven't watched it yet, check it out. If you haven't subscribed yet, thank you. But please do so. We massively appreciate it. Hit the like button on the way out. There will be a live stream tomorrow on YouTube of some sort. We'll be back on Premiere definitely at 1:30 tomorrow. There may be a live stream on YouTube. There will be a live stream on YouTube of some sort tomorrow. Maybe it'll just be a look back on what's gone on in the World Cup so far. We'll know the quarters and a little bit of general football possibly for tomorrow. So we'll see you all tomorrow. Take it easy. Enjoy the Portugal and Switzerland game tonight. And look after yourselves and be nice to each other, because it's nice to be nice. And I am going now. So take it easy. See you later. Goodbye. Bye.